Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. My name is IoT, and this is the Niger FC podcast on Eagles Tracker, the home of Nigerian football. This is a show where we bring you our raw, our honest, unfiltered opinions on all the hottest and latest topics in the world of Nigerian football. The show can sometimes be controversial, but it's always entertaining. We always give you our thoughts as we see them and as we believe them. And hopefully, you enjoy the program as always. Once again, my name is Ayot. My co-host is Smith Lai. He's not quite here yet, but he'll be joining us in a couple of minutes. And on today's episode of the podcast, we have quite a lot to review. Talk about the past weekend's action, talk about top scorers, talk about historic performances, talk about relegation scraps, talk about league roundups as some leagues have rounded up in Europe and others are rounded up in the coming weeks. And of course, we will get into a little bit of talk with champions and people that have won several trophies across Europe and the rest of the world. And then we will get into the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We are anticipating the squad for the 2026 Unity Cup. Yes, we're not going to the World Cup, so we're going to be playing in this friendly tournament with the almighty Zimbabwe, India, and Jamaica. What a disappointment for us, but ultimately it is what we have in front of us. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let us get straight into it with the review of the weekend's action. You guys know at Eagles Tracker, we track and follow Nigerian footballers like nobody else does. And over the past weekend, we had over 200 games that we needed to monitor from about 76 different leagues around the world, games that potentially feature Nigerian players. And we have highlighted the Nigerian players who put up quality performances that we just want you to be aware of. We'll start with the goalkeepers. Chiamaka Nnadozie was not in goal. She did not play as Brighton and Hove Albion FC finished their season. But we had Maduka Okoye making 3 saves, completing 100% of his passes for Udinese. Unfortunately, they lost 1-0 against Cremonese in Italian Serie A. We also had Chijioke Anyagboso keeping a clean sheet and making 7 saves for Chernomorets in the Ukrainian Premier League. Over to the defenders, Pamile Olubogi kept the clean sheets, made 5 interceptions and won 11 goals for FK Banga in Lithuania. Calvin Bassey made 2 tackles successfully, 2 interceptions successfully, 4 clearances made, and then 7 goals won for Fulham in the English Premier League. Tochukwu Joseph Ogboji with 1 assist, 2 interceptions made, 8 goals won, and 9 clearances made from Stroman in Norway. We had Ibrahim Buhari with 2 tackles won, 2 interceptions made, 5 clearances made, 6 goals won from IF Elfsborg in Sweden. Shukrat Radipo with a clean sheet, 2 tackles won, 3 interceptions made, 6 goals won from AS Roma in Italy. Ayo Bile with a clean sheet and 6 clearances made for Nistan. I believe Nistan is what's in Finland, one of those countries, I forget. Samorebo with 1 goal for Altai. Valentine Ozonwafo was on target with a goal for September Sofia. Kazi Godswill kept a clean sheet, made 1 assist, made 7 clearances and won 7 goals for Stellenbosch in South Africa. Over to the midfielders, we had Al-Hassan Yusuf, 3 tackles, 1 4 goals, 1 for New England Revolution in the USA. Francis Nwokebia with 1 chance created, 3 successful dribbles and 8 goals on Spartak Subotica in Serbia. Malomoto Africa Odeji was on target for Dynamo City in Albania. Peter Agba, 1 chance created, 2 successful dribbles, 2 tackles, 5 goals, 1 for Maccabi Haifa in Israel. Team Oloko Obi with 1 goal for Kolketi. Ifeanyi Matthew also was on target for Neftchi this time in Azerbaijan. Mustafa Abiodun with 1 goal for Textic Lak, and then Olakule Olusegun with 1 assist for Paris Nizhny Novgorod in Russia. And then for the forwards, John Kolawole with 1 goal and 1 chance created for Elfsberg. We had Yusuf Bamide with 1 goal and 1 assist off the bench for Ferencvaros in Hungary. James Bello with 2 chances created and also 6 dribbles completed for Ceylon Tabasco. We had Bede Osuji with 1 goal and 1 assist for Punjab. Prosper Oba was on target with 2 goals for Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. Victor Moses, yes, that Victor Moses, 1 assist for Kesa. Ademola Lukman was on target, also created 2 chances for Atletico de Madrid. Umar Abubakar with 1 goal for Famalicão in Portugal. Adeleke Akinyemi with 2 goals for Nistan. Quadri Adediran was on target, 1 goal for Artis. Chukwudi Gbokwe with 1 goal for Dynamo České Budějovice in the Czech Republic. Cody David with 1 goal and 1 chance created for AS Trenchin. Yusuf Otubanjo with 1 goal for Nasaf. Unsugusi F. Young got an assist for Punjab. We had Bright Anyeka James with 1 goal for Dynamo City. Daniel Job, 1 assist for Kongsvinger. Mubarak Suleiman, 1 assist for Slavia Praha. Joel Yakubu, 1 assist for BFC Dagovpils in Latvia. and then Olamide Adugbe with 2 goals for MFA Zalgiris in Lithuania. So yes, those are the Nigerian players that had highlight worthy performances that impressed for their clubs and of course made impressions on us as well at Eagle Striker. I want to just say something that I found very interesting. Very, very quick segue. I mentioned Cody David. He scored, yeah, I believe he scored a goal for AS Trenchin in Slovakia. Interestingly, so his name used to be Cody Adedoyin. And I found it very interesting because he made our team of the week last week. You know, the team of the week that we do of the best performers from every past week. And he made a team of the week. And then he sends a message. He sends a message, and he's like, "Oh, hi, my friend Fisayo Dele Bashiru." So he references the Super Eagles midfielder Fisayo Dele Bashiru. He's like, "Hi, my friend Fisayo Dele Bashiru sent me that you guys put me on the team of the week, but I just want to inform you that my name is no longer Korede Adedoyin, it's Korede David." I found it very interesting. You know, I get if your name has changed, I get you wanting to change and make sure everybody follows the new name. But I was like, damn, like, you know, there could have been more, but yeah, because we've been highlighting you for a while, you know, like all due respect, you're not like a star. Um, at least some greeting first is what I thought. But that was very random. But at the same time, you know, he did tell me. So now I had to get it right. His name is Cody David. He plays for what was it called again? AS Trenchin, and yeah, he's had quite a good season. But again, if that story doesn't mean anything to you, at least it tells you that Fisayo Dele Bashir is watching our content and is sharing with people. So shout out to Fisayo Dele Bashir, man. Shout out to Fisayo Dele Bashir. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that for helping to share our content. The Nigerian players, man, look, a lot of them follow, they support, they just keep it very, very quiet. They just keep it very, very quiet. But yeah, let us keep the conversation going. And at this point, let me bring on my co-host. He's late, so you guys need to find him £10. But Smidlai is ready to join. So Smidlai, welcome.
Yes, apologies. I'm late again. It's just due to circumstances I cannot control. I try to
Mm,
rush myself and just be here, but nice to
mm.
be here again.
Yes, yes, yes. Nice to have
Yeah.
you on. So I just did a roundup of different Nigerian players that performed well over the weekend. So I don't know if you want me to ask you, like I would usually ask you, who impressed you the most this past weekend?
Though it's slightly, quiet weekend for our players, but I have to look at the players that that scored and players that even performed that impressed me well, very well. I was really happy the way Aqua Adams played, against Real Madrid. Though
Mm,
he didn't
they
score
lost.
a goal, but I was happy with his overall, performance in that game. Fantastic. I was even when Chidera Jukic also came on in the second half. It was also very, very impressive. So it's not been like Maduka Kwe also did well, for his club side, but it's not this weekend that this goals and goals galore.
It wasn't as loud as it usually is.
As loud as it used to be. Yes.
Mm. You know, I yesterday I was following the Udinese game against Cremonese, and Maduka did quite well, you know, made 3 good saves. And then if you see the goal that they eventually conceded, oh man, just disappointing, disappointing.
Hmm.
Sorry. Somebody just sent me an urgent message. Quite disappointing the goal that they considered, you know, was just pretty much a giveaway. The only positive part of it is that that goal that they considered allowed Jamie Vardy to score, helped Cremonese to get a 1-0 victory, and it just gives Cremonese a little bit of a chance of still avoiding relegation going into the final day
Yeah.
of the season. So hopefully that's something that can happen. Udinese have had nothing to play for the rest of the season because they've secured their safety. They can't get into the European places, so they're just mid-table, you know, proper mid-table team. But let's also just talk about a few other players and a few other things to talk about very quickly. Ademola Lookman on target for Atletico de Madrid in their 1-0 victory over Girona. How do you see that one?
Yeah, good. Back to back. Goals now for Atletico Madrid, like you said it earlier, I don't think they are playing for anything now. They're just enjoying themselves. The season is already there. They have qualified for the Champions League. So, and Diego Simeone also announced that he'll be staying for another 1 year in Atletico Madrid next season. So, happy for him. I think 12 goals this for Atletico Madrid now. Is it 12 goal contribution or 12 goals in
Not
total?
for Atletico. 12 goals in all competitions, including I think two or three that he scored for
Atlanta.
Atalanta before he
Atlanta.
left.
So
Yeah,
double digit, not the best of season for him. Let's be honest ourselves, but happy that he's now on the score sheet. I think he needs to just go and refresh himself now. Then start preseason with Atletico Madrid, and let's see exactly where he
yeah.
will then, because this is the new Atletico now, because there's no Mr. Atletico again.
Mm.
Yeah, Anthony Griezmann is
Griezmann.
going to be moving
Yeah.
to America, and even he missed the French World Cup too. Or has he retired?
No, I think they just wasn't picked.
He wasn't picked. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's really 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 good for him, and I'm happy that let him just enjoy himself. Yeah,
Yeah, he should come to at least now. If he's playing against Toronto or Montreal, I can go and watch, go and watch Griezmann play.
yeah,
But
and
I was happy for Ademola. Of course, like you said, hasn't been his best season, but I think that in what he has shown between January and now, he has shown us that now, like he's still a top level performer. Of course, Lookman is 28 years old, so he's getting where you would expect him to be at the peak of his powers within these next 2 3 years.
mhm,
And he showed that despite not being a part of the team, he can come in, he can slot seamlessly, he can be a quality performer, he can get them goals, he can create chances for them. Playing for a relatively pragmatic side in Atletico de Madrid, I think that he has shown a lot of quality. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can offer them when he has a full preseason training camp with them and he plays a full season. I'm looking forward to next season with Ademola Lookman. I think that he has done quite well. When the season ends, something that I want us to do is I want us to come back and do a video where we're rating and grading all the different players and kind of seasons that they've had, and also just anticipate what to come next season. But I think that Lookman, I give him credit for the goal that he scored. I mean, it was another person that created the goal. His own was just to finish, but at the same time, being in the right position is also a skill. So you have to give him credit for that. Atletico have one more game before their season officially ends against Villarreal. That's coming up this weekend. So yes, we'll see one more game possibly from Lookman before the season wraps up completely. Let's also just say in some positive news, Alex Iwobi returned to action for Fulham in their 1-1 draw against Tolaru Kodare's Wolverhampton Wanderers. Of course, Samuel Chukwueze came off the bench in that game, and Calvin Bassey also played his 100th game for Fulham. Smilai, 100 games for Calvin Bassey in Fulham. This is Bassey that we remember, struggling at Rangers a little bit, unfairly treated, but still not the best time. Not at Rangers, at Ajax,
Ajax.
rather. Unfairly treated, but not the best time at Ajax. And then moving to Fulham and, playing 100 matches. How do you think that's, fit is for him?
100 games is not a mean feat in the Premier League. Some players pray that they should play, you know, um, hundreds of games in the Premier League, but they don't get selected. So for me, I would try and double check to see um how many appearances have you made, when playing
Mm,
for Everton, in the Premier League, so that I can see exactly, when Kevin Bassey can actually overtake that record if he
mm,
continues to stay in the Premier League. So it's good for him. He's a player that nobody people really believe in what he can
mm,
actually do. I remember one of my very good friend here when he made mistake against Tottenham. When in his early days against for Fulham, he called me and said, "This your boy, don't have me play. Oh. This your boy." I said, "Calm down now. He's just new in the Premier League." And for
yeah.
me, when I see Kevin Bassey play, I watch Kevin Bassey. Not I watch Fulham not because of the other two guys, because of Kevin Bassey.
Mm,
Though defender is very, you get frustrated to watch defender play, but sometimes, I just watch Kevin Bassey and I'm really happy that he's actually what there. He's becoming a big, big leader in Fulham and also in our national team. So it's not as if he's performing well for Fulham and he's not doing well for the national team. So it's
yeah.
combining both for club and country together. That's the reason why we have to defend him. And I'm really, really actually happy with Kevin Bassey. I hope that he can maybe probably 100 games more. But the way I think about it is that with his talent, I think might probably be priced away, as soon as possible.
But I
So
mean, it can be
he bought
priced away
house already.
within the Premier League, but maybe just not
Yeah,
Fulham
yeah. He already bought house, very
in
good house
London.
in
Mm,
London. So maybe probably he's planning to stay,
mm.
more than maybe it could be home too now. It could be home.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it could be home. Just like Ekong bought his own house, despite moving to Saudi Arabia, but
That's
that
what I
is
mean.
still
Yeah.
home. Very beautiful, good house. So, but for me, I just think that the guy might probably be living,
Mm,
in years to come, in my
mm.
opinion. So
Yeah.
I wish him luck, and I'm happy for him.
Amazing. I also want to just say, congrats to Calvin Bassey on reaching 100 appearances for Fulham. Of course, it's not easy to be a consistent performer in the Premier League. 100 games is the equivalent of almost 3 seasons if you are playing every game for the season. Again, when you think back to the time that he had at Ajax, where people thought that he had, made a move that wasn't beneficial for his career, being able to bounce back and become a quality player in the Premier League and even have interest from some of the better clubs. I don't see why a Bassi cannot play for some of the teams like Brighton or a Bournemouth or a Brentford. Some of those teams that are higher than Fulham on the league table. I think he's done very well for himself. He's only 26 years old, so you can expect Calvin Bassey to still be a top level performer for the next 8-ish years of his career. As long as he keeps doing the right things and keeps being consistent. So it's quality, quality, quality. I'm happy for him. Of course, when you are playing in a city like London, you are playing for a team that is not struggling. You tend to get fairly comfortable. He has two of his Nigerian brothers with him. Maybe one might be staying, one might be going back. But still, he seems to have made Fulham home and is doing very well. He's quite loved there. He's one of their better performers. He's one of their first names on the team sheet. After going to the AFCON, they wanted to play some games and keep him on the bench. But themselves, they saw it that they couldn't keep him on the bench and they had to bring him back into the lineup. And that just shows the kind of quality and what he brings to that team. For comparison, Joseph Yobo made 228 appearances in English Premier League. So he's still quite a distance away from like a Joseph Yobo that we know was a very consistent Premier League performer. But there is
But
no
what about
reason why,
Celestine Babayaro?
I will have to check Celestine Bayaro, but I think there is no reason why Calvin Bassey cannot play even 300 games in the Premier League. He just has to stay there for many more seasons,
Yes,
and with his quality, I think he can definitely do it. Bayaro played 179 games in the Premier
Hmm.
League.
Babayaro? That is a
Yeah,
lot. He
179.
did. He
Yeah,
did. That is a lot.
yeah,
That is a lot.
because
That is a
Chelsea
lot.
and then Newcastle.
Newcastle. That is a lot.
Yeah.
So you still, I'm just trying to compare to our defenders that played, in the past. So
Mm,
Kalbasi is slightly. I know that he played more than Nishitu. And Nishitu only
mm.
played like less than 50 games. So I'm sure that Nishitu did not play more than 50 games. So that
Let me
is
confirm.
okay.
Danishitu in the Premier League, yeah, 40 games.
Yeah, he don't. I know that he
Yeah.
didn't play more
He
than
was he
50 games.
was more of a championship defender.
Yeah, he must more championship with that. So, really, really
Mm,
actually, I think if you have to rank them, you rank back Kambas as the third best appearance or so because
mm,
I think it probably, among our defenders, I think it's probably the third. I
yeah,
don't know of any other defender. Taribo West did not play much for Derby County, so I
Ekong.
don't know. Okay, Ekong did not play up to, he
I
did
know,
not play
I'm
up to,
just
I think he only played one season in the Premier League
mm.
too. So,
Even Shemi Ajayi, Shemi Ajayi is
no,
coming back,
he played less than.
or might
He's
be
not coming
coming
back.
back.
Sorry, I'm joking. But I want to ask you this question: who is the
Mm.
best 1v1 defender in the Premier League?
The best 1v1
One
defender
v
in the
one
Premier
defender in the
League.
Premier League.
Man, it's going to be hard for me to really answer right now because of my bias. Because of my bias, I'll probably say Rich James.
One v one
Or
defender for me. Yeah, according to what he said on Sky Sports, he says Kevin Bassey. He said he's
I mean,
hardly.
if the numbers, if us back him, then the numbers back him. Like it's
Yes, he
hard
said
for
that
me to say because I have to start thinking about every team and
yeah.
the defenders
That
that they
is.
have. You know,
He said he might cherish 1v1 battles.
But
So and
Calvin Bassey is definitely not easy to beat. It's definitely not easy
yes,
to beat.
mm-hmm.
It's
Recovery rate
also
is very high too.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, he's a center back. So, because for me, when I look at 1v1 defenders, I always prefer to pick fullbacks because fullbacks get exposed more.
Mm-hmm.
It's different where, okay, a guy is running at you. As a
Mm-hmm.
center back, you still get into those 1v1 battles
Oh,
sometimes, but it's
yeah.
not as, on the flanks exposed all by yourself where the guy can go left, he can go right, he can go in or
Yeah.
out. It's a bit tougher. But yeah, what's
Yeah.
the question you're going to ask?
For me, I think if you want to eliminate a striker, I think if you take William Saliba, you know, you have to
Mm,
have to be right there, because I know that William Saliba knows how to eliminate, you know,
mm,
striker, a top nine. So I think
mm,
Kabasa have to be there because even Alan can share it. Igo Thiago
mm.
knew that he had a battle of his life, when
Yeah.
she would played against Kevin Bassey. So good player. I'm really actually happy for him.
Top performer. Shout out to Calvin Bassey, man. Wishing him all the best. We'll be following him many more years to come in the English Premier League. 100 gone, maybe like 400 more.
For them, never know.
You never know. Okay, let us move forward. Let's also talk about Sevilla. You kind of hinted at it already, but Sevilla have escaped relegation.
Are you sure?
Thankfully, yes, they've escaped relegation. So when I had to triple check it, just to be sure. But despite falling to that 1-0 defeat against Real Madrid, courtesy of, I believe, it was a Vinicius Junior goal, they are now 3 points clear of the relegation zone in
Mhm.
13th space. But the
Yes.
reason why they've escaped is because the final game for Girona, which are currently
Okay.
in 18th, is against Elche, who are in 17th. So
Okay.
if Girona should win that game, Girona can overtake Sevilla, but Sevilla will still be ahead of Elche. So Elche will fall. If Elche should win, then Sevilla will still be ahead of Girona. And if they should draw the game, then Sevilla will still be ahead of the two of them.
Sorry, what about Tunde Karim's Levante? Are they out of relegation?
Levante, they are 42nd spot. So Levante technically can still drop into the relegation zone, because if Girona should beat, rather, if, let's say, Elche, Girona should beat Elche,
Mm-hmm.
and Levante should also lose their game by more goals. So it will come down to goal difference,
Mm-hmm.
because Levante and Elche are level on points. So if Girona wins, it will come down to goal difference. Right now, they have a superior goal difference. But let's say Girona beat Elche 1-0 and Levante go and lose their own game like 10-0, which is unlikely. But,
Yeah.
you know, mathematically, if it happens like that, then they can still
Yeah.
drop to relegation. But Sevilla cannot go down anymore because of the fact that Girona still have to play Elche in the final game of the
Okay.
season. So
Yeah.
results, despite losing, results elsewhere favored them, and that's what
Okay.
has helped them going into this final game. Which I'm so grateful to God for, because I did not want our guys to get relegated. So that's a nice one for them, a nice one for our boys, Akko Adams, and of course Chidera Ejuke. So now they can
But
go into the final game of the season. They are playing Celta Vigo, final game of the season, feeling fairly confident and actually go and give their fans something to cheer to end the season.
but IoT, let's be sincere. Is it healthy for our players to be fighting relegation?
It's not healthy, boss me. Like, at the end of the day, you cannot force a team to sign you.
Do
You
you know?
cannot,
No. IoT,
like,
when you were dissecting West Ham's problem, it's because West Ham are buying relegation players. You see
hmm,
that they went to go and buy, is it Somerville? So he has
hmm,
battled relegation before. They went to go and buy Callum Wilson, They went to
hmm,
go and buy all those players, because sometimes the psyche of these
hmm.
players is that they are used to losing games. And when it comes to national team, a draw alone is enough for them. We don't see no IoT, we don't have players competing.
No,
So
I,
where will our
I
players come?
understand you. But it's a tricky thing, because believe me, I understand the mentality playing a game every weekend, expecting to lose and just trying to not lose, is
Okay.
different from playing every weekend expecting to go out and win. But at the same time, would I rather a player be battling relegation in La Liga or be winning titles in Bulgaria? It's
Hmm.
like I don't know, sometimes, because I get it. We don't want them to battling relegation. Like it happens in all the top five leagues. There are Nigerians that are battling relegation or
No,
getting
no, they
relegated
are not competing for
in,
the league.
in all the top five. No, only Atletico that can come close to competing in
They
the
didn't
top five
compete. Yeah,
leagues.
yeah.
I would say that can. That's why I say can come close. They are the only ones that can even try. In France, you would want to believe that Marseille can try, but they keep on disappointing.
Hmm.
So it's tricky, but I would still rather them be playing at that high level of competition. They should just not get comfortable with losing, but still, at least they are playing against tough opponents. They are getting better, because level past level, man, you can think you are the best. Like, imagine somebody now, maybe you are the undoubted best player in Azerbaijan. You'll be anywhere you go, you'll be telling your guys, I dey play ball, die. I sabi player, I'm so good. I score goals, I finish, I do this, I do that. If they carry that Azerbaijani top player and they put him in the Premier League, it will look like the most average player in the world. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so for me, the only way that you can improve your level is by playing against quality and better players. And I like it. You know, you have to try yourself at the highest level. If you cannot cut it at the highest level, then you can decide to just excuse yourself and go to a lower level and win
Yeah,
there. But
yeah,
you have to try your hand first. You know,
yeah,
that's why like people like Chidera Ejuke has tried his hand in Germany. He has tried, you know, like try your hand in different places. If you still don't cut it, you can raise
yeah.
your hand up and you
Uh-huh.
go. But still, you know, Charles here. See, let me just even though Charles okay says like a player like Moses Simon that who has played for relegation clubs, they still haven't forgotten. Okay, but somebody like Moses Simon now playing for relegation clubs, I understand. It's not what we want to see. Play for Nantes for a couple of years. From Nantes went to Paris FC, same small team, you know, trying to survive. But at the same time, Moses Simon has played consistently in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe for how many seasons now? 6, 7, 8 that he has been in a European top 5 league. This is not an easy feat by any means. Simon could have carried his talents to Turkey and say, okay, let me go and be a star in Turkey. Or he could have gone to, I know that there are different reasons why he stayed in France, but he could have gone to Turkey to be a star there. He could have gone to Croatia to be a star. He could have gone back to Belgium to be a star. But he has stayed in a competitive league, not the most difficult, in fact, probably for me, the least quality of the top 5 leagues, but still is a higher level than most of our players are playing at. And I can't knock him for that. Like, even though he plays for a small team and he'll probably win a trophy once every 10 seasons or something like that, playing for that kind of club. But I still think that there is a level that you need to be playing at. And I'm happy that players are playing at that level.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. It's just that I know that you understand that and you follow the Nigerian players, and you have to be considerate too and pity these guys that we have to appreciate their level, because if they are not there, who are we going to pick? But I'm just talking that sometimes so for that watch football in the 90s, we get spoiled.
Mm.
You do get based on what we are exposed to. So sometimes when we see things like this, we just look at it, we get frustrated. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe when somebody came to the national team, said, no Division 2 players is playing for Super Eagles, but it didn't work. Kali
Because who will
Keme
you
was
play?
playing. Kali Keme was the goalkeeper. He was playing for Wolverhampton Wanderers,
Yeah.
so in the English Championship. So it didn't work. So I'm just trying to see that there's something I normally see in players that win title in top 5 European leagues. There's this mentality that, what, I want to win this game. I have, okay, with due respect to somebody like Tolu Arokodare, with due respect, he's playing in European top 5 league, but you know, I can take another strikers ahead of him. With due respect, I know that he's playing in the Premier League, but they show that much.
No, but
Are
see,
you, are
that's
you
the thing. See, Smith, like I get that. Look, because Modi is in the Premier League does not automatically mean that the person is better than somebody in a lower league. I get
yeah,
that. But at the same time, Tolu, for example, is a bad example to use because Tolu is playing for a small team, but he's also personally not playing that well. Some players, the team that Tolu is in that same team that Strand Larsen played well enough
yes,
that people noticed him
yes,
and he got signed
yeah.
by a better team.
Even Gomez,
You know, even exactly the Fulham
Mane,
striker Jimenez is in
Jimenez
that
played
same
there.
Wolves that he played that everybody
Hmm?
saw that he was a good player. I mean, they were not as
Yeah,
bad as they are now, you know. But like you mentioned, Mane, exactly, his teammate at Wolves, people can still
yeah,
see that this guy is a quality player. You know, Liam Delap that signed for Chelsea, not that he's Chelsea quality, but he scored 12 or so goals for Ipswich for a
uh-huh,
relegated side. And at
yeah.
least he showed that okay, he's a decent player. Matheus Cunha was
Yeah,
playing for Wolves. You know, so for me, I look at it that even if you are playing for a bad team, if you are good, you are good. People will see that you are good. You know,
mm-hmm,
and unfortunately, Tolu has not really shown. He has had flashes against Liverpool. He turned into a quality striker and cost problem for Van Dijk. But then we've also seen games that he just looks out of it and he looks out of place. His hold up is not working, his link up is not working, he's not getting into the position for chances. So I think it is more so Tolu had a welcome to Premier League and it was just too much for him at the stage that he is at in his development. Not that he's a bad player, but
But yeah, yeah, it's not
it
a bad
was
player.
too
Yeah.
much for him when he was playing
But
for a small team.
yeah,
Because
yeah, it's
at his level, if he was playing for a better team, they can be bringing him on when the game is already they're up 3-0. They bring you on, less pressure.
like the
You have
Bayern Munich
quality.
move.
You have quality teammates that create chances for you. You tap the ball in once or twice. But playing for Wolves, any game you start, you lose. Any game that you are on the bench, you're probably losing by the time they bring you on. Is hard. It's hard.
Yeah, just final question. I don't want to dwell on this matter. Will you pick a player winning league in Belgium ahead of fighting relegation in England?
It depends on the individual performance of the player.
Okay,
So if we're
okay,
talking strikers, for example, if you win the league in Belgium and you scored me maybe 25 goals, and you battle relegation in Premier League and you scored me maybe 15 goals while battling relegation, I can pick
okay,
that guy that scored 15 goals and say, no, like that guy, look at what he did with a bad team. But if that guy in Premier League only scored 5 goals, you are playing in a bigger league, but you did not show me, you did
show.
not show me something,
I understand you. Yeah,
because we've seen players play for bad teams and still show us that I'm a standout player in this team. And that's why those guys are the ones that get the moves to bigger teams despite their team going down.
yeah,
So that's kind of like the way I look at it. Tolu unfortunately did not show enough
yeah.
this season, but maybe he goes to the championship and he comes back up, maybe, or maybe he decides to take his talents elsewhere.
But I don't think it's going to go to championship.
He probably wouldn't want to because of
No, I don't. I
fee.
think the club will want to move on.
Oh, you think the club wants to move on from him?
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know. Maybe because of his
I
wages or
got some
something. They might
information. I
not
think the
be.
club wants to move on. I think they're already preparing for the live championship. I think they brought in Armstrong. I don't know.
Mm,
Is it Armstrong? He used to play for Southampton before, so
yeah, I'm fine.
they start bringing championship type player in, so that they
To
can
get ready for the
adapt well
championship.
to that. I
Mm,
think they want to move on from it.
mm, mm.
So I wish him luck. I'm just trying to because I just look at it the way that I saw PSG play against Bayern Munich, and I wish a Nigerian player is playing this game. That's
Mm.
we want to. I know you see when
Well,
Hakimi
at
play
least
now.
one Nigerian
One.
defense player was playing.
Mhm.
Or
You saw Hakimi play for Morocco now. You want to win. You always see that
yeah,
this guy is there. You want to win. You saw, you see these guys, even all this country that even Nicolas Jackson. Look at him, AFCON. I think he then scored 2 or 3 goals in one game. You
mm,
will see that he's there. But the problem is just that I just hope that one of these days Nigerian players
mm,
will get there because, well, I don't want to dwell on this matter because the issue is long. But
mm.
shout out to Aqua Adams.
Let me take some comments very quickly. Via Momentum says Calvin Bassey is bossing it out for that defense. He was remarkable yesterday. Definitely their best defender of the season. He also said Sevilla tried so hard to draw, not just their luck. I hope they bounce back next season. And he said that Wolves move, imagine Armstrong, Shotman, benching to that was the highlight for me. Sadly, the times he has played, he didn't show quality, guys. Let's be honest. So that's what our moment is saying. That the times that Tolu played, he didn't show that much quality, which I can understand, But maybe now that Nicolas Jackson is going back to Chelsea, maybe the space would open up for him to replace.
You start again, I make everything.
There's a space for a striker now. Or Lewandowski just left Barcelona. Who knows?
Hmm.
Anything. Look, stranger things have happened in this world, man. With the right
Yes,
agents, with the right representation, the right the right meetings, you can find yourself in places that you did not expect. But yeah, shout out to Aquadam, shout out to Chira Educate, Sevilla boys. Okay, let's move forward, man. Despite a very disappointing last 3 or 4 matches of the season, Paulo Onuachu still managed to finish as the joint top scorer in the Turkish Super League. He is very lucky that in the Turkish Super League, they don't count assists to determine the top scorer, because the guy that he shared it with scored on the final game to tie him at 22 goals, and that guy had about 5 assists as well, while Onuachu only had 2 assists. But they don't count assists, it's only the number of goals. So they share the award. I mean, at some points this season, Onuachu was unstoppable. He scored in what 11 straight matches. I was hyping him to the high heavens, and all of a sudden his form took a little bit of a downward spiral. And his team's form also took a downward trajectory. He ended up what he didn't score a single goal in about their last 7 consecutive games to end the season, which is rather unfortunate. But yes, Midlai, what are your thoughts on the end to the season? Polonwachu, top scorer in the Turkish Super League. How do you feel about that?
Google, he did the work in Trabzonspor. I think
Mm.
that when it was obvious that they did not win the league, I think
They started
they
benching him in some games as well. Mm,
started beating on game, and I think his form did not help to,
mm,
IoT. So I think he slowed down. That's one of the things that has to do with being consistent too. No, but he was doing so well at the start of at the start of the previous at the start of the season. So, good for him. Good for him, Big Paul. I don't know his plans for next season, but I'm happy that he's the top scorer. And how many goals does he count in Turkish league for the coefficients? I
for
think it's
the
1.5, is it?
yeah, probably 1.5 or something.
1.5 this thing. So, happy for him. Happy for him. I also hear that are they going to Champions League? Are they going to play in Champions League?
Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
I think in the Champions League. I have to confirm that. I'm not sure. I have to confirm. Let me see if I can look at that very quickly. No, they are in Europa.
Okay, yeah, Europa. So for me, another. I hope that it can. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna get a move, but you know, Turkey seems to be a very good hunting ground for him. So I think he was captain
Mm,
at some point in time. So I wish him luck. I wish him luck. For me, top scorer in Turkish league, I don't rate them. With all the respect to him, but he
mm.
did so well. He was top scorer in Belgium too, and now being top scorer in what's it called in Turkey. So I wish him luck. Good performance, good season for him.
And I mean, Trabzonspor still have a chance to win a trophy this season. They have one more game coming up this weekend, the Turkish Cup final. They are going to play
Hmm.
against Konyaspor. So it will be a big one for all the three Nigerians there. Unai will potentially winning a trophy in his first season. And I don't see why they cannot beat Konyaspor. But who knows, man? This weekend they lost against Genk Beligi. That was a team that was struggling the entire season. The only good thing is that losing against Genk Beligi helped our other Nigerians to avoid relegation
Hmm.
in Turkish Super League. So that was a good one. And just on the European Golden Boot, so he's currently number 17 on the European Golden Boot.
Hmm.
22 goals, but he counts for 1.5. So that comes to 33 points for him. So
Hmm.
that ranks him 17th. 17th, yeah.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
good.
not the worst, but
Hmm.
I mean, he's our highest ranking striker in the European Golden Boot race or player. So
Uh-huh.
we'll give him some credit for that. We'll give him some credit for that. He's definitely the best performing Nigerian striker this season, despite
Yeah.
his downward turn at some
uh,
point.
Yeah. This is have not been best for Nigerian players. That's
Yeah.
deserves that's yeah.
Quick one just to highlight very quickly. Chinaza Uchendu won the Australian A League, Women's A League with Melbourne City FC. Of course, Chinaza Uchendu is a player that has dealt with her fair share of injuries. Formerly on the Super Falcons, lost her spot, came back, went to France, didn't quite cut it in France, and then has taken her talents to Australia. And now she has won the league in her first season with Melbourne City. So congratulations to her on that one. Glory Ogbonna also winning the Israeli Women's State Cup with Kiryat Gat. Congratulations to Haglo Egbona, part of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, even though her recent performances have not quite been outstanding, but she has won that trophy. Chidima Okeke also won the Mexican Closara with Club America Femenil. Chidima Okeke, also another Super Falcons player, burst onto the scene at the 2019, was it? The Women's World Cup then. And, she had a fair share of injuries as well. So it hasn't been an easy time for her, but congratulations on winning that title. Christy Uchebe has done the double, won her second title of the season. The Taca de Portugal with SL Benfica Femenino. So congratulations to her for that. 1, 2 trophies in a season is always a positive season. Papa Daniel also celebrated the Slovenian Prva Liga title with NK Celje. Papa Daniel, of course, we know him, Super Eagles player, and has now in his first season for Celje. Is this his first season? or was he there last year? I can't remember when he joined the MKCLG. Let me just check that very quickly. Yeah, in his first season for MKCLG, he has won the league, made 25 appearances for them in all competitions, 18 in the league, and of course has joined them to celebrate the Slovenian Prva Liga title. We also have Anayo Iwala. He has won the Kuwaiti Emir Cup with Al Arabi Kuwait. Anayo Iwala, of course, also a player that has been part of the Super Eagles in the past. And after going to Tunisia, having a little bit of a time in North Africa, has now taken his talents to Kuwait and has won the Emir Cup. Emir Cup. So congratulations to Anayo Iwala on that one. I have more champions. We have Igor Ogbu, Mubarak Suleiman, David Moses, and Samuel Ishife. They celebrated winning the Czech First League title with Slavia Praha. Slavia Prague. This is a title that Slavia Prague are fairly, used to winning. But for players like Mubarak Suleiman, for players like Samuel Ishife and David Moses that are new young players in the squad, they get to experience this as well. So congratulations to them on winning that title. 4 Nigerian players winning a league title together, obviously something to be excited for. And then when you have young, exciting players like Mubarak and like Samuel Shife, also very, very good for them and their budding career. Um, okay, more champions still. We have Ismail Taufik. Ismail Taufik has won the Polish Ekstraklasa, that's the Polish first division, with Lech Poznan. Ismail Taufik, he had himself a decent season playing for Lech Poznan. I know I was monitoring and watching some of his games. I was watching him mostly when they were playing in the Conference League. But overall, this season, he had a decent season, 4 goals and 5 assists playing as a winger. Has done a decent enough job for his team. They won the Polish Ekstraklasa. This is, of course, his first season with the team. He only joined them from his previous team in when did he join them? I believe he was playing for Gornik Zabzi. He joined them in the summer and then now has won the league in his first season. So I want to say congratulations to Taufik Ismail and just give him his due credit for that one. Let me quickly do a round up of the different leagues and how the Nigerian players have performed or are performing their teams rather on the league table right now. I'll try to run through this as quickly as possible. In the English Premier League, Arsenal won today, unfortunately. So Arsenal are still top of the league. But for our Nigerian players there, we have Sunderland in 9th. We have Fulham in 13th. We have Crystal Palace in 15th. Nottingham Forest in 16th. Of course, 1 game to go in the English Premier League, or 1 match day to go in the English Premier League. Title races can end tomorrow if Man City fail to win. But yeah, Arsenal seem to have secured the Premier League title. Their fans get something to celebrate after 20 years. But yes, that's that in the English Premier League. If I go to the Spanish La Liga, also with 1 match day to go, Barcelona have already secured the title. We have Atletico de Madrid in 4th place. We have Valencia in 9th place. We have Sevilla in 13th place. And then, yep, that is that for our Nigerian players in the Spanish La Liga. In the Italian Serie A, Inter Milan have also already won the title over there. We have Lazio in 9th place. We have Udinese in 10th place. Cremonese in 18th place. Already relegated, we have Hellas Verona and Pizza. Of course, Giftoban plays for Hellas Verona. Rafi Udrosimi and Ebenezer Akinsomiru play for Pizza. They've already been relegated to Serie B. In the German Bundesliga, German Bundesliga has wrapped up. Bayern Munich, of course, won the title as usual. We had RB Leipzig finishing in 3rd, Sané Suleiman's team. We had TSG Hoffenheim in 5th. That's Kevin Akpoguma's team. Nathan Teller's Bayer Leverkusen finished in 6th. We had Uchenna Ogundu's Augsburg in 9th. We had HSV Filippo Tele and Jonathan Runariha in 13th. And we had Felix Agu and Victor Boniface's Werder Bremen escaping relegation and finishing in 15th spot. So that's that for the German Bundesliga. Liga. Let's talk about the French Ligue 1. The French Ligue 1 also wrapped up over this past weekend. As usual, Paris Saint-Germain won the title, finishing above Lens with 6 points. We had Tochgonadi's Marseille finishing fifth. We had Paris FC with Moses Simon in 11th. We had Chiozie Awaziem's Nuts finishing in a relegation spot in 17th spot. 17th spot. Turkish Super League. Let's take the Turkish Super League. Of course, Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray already won that league title. We had Trabzonspor with the three Nigerians finishing in third spot. Wilfred Ndid's Besiktas finishing in fourth, qualifying for the Conference League. Victor Gidado and Anthony Dennis Gostepe finishing in sixth. Olawoyin Ibrahim's Rizespor finishing in eighth. We had Genkler Beligi finishing in 14th. So that is that for the Turkish Super League. I think those are the leagues that I'm going to take for today. Any other one, you can go and look up the table online or on your favorite football app. But one that is outside of the top leagues that I want us to talk about is the Scottish Premier League in a very, very, very tense end to the season in the Scottish Premier League. Of course, Kelechi Iheanacho's Celtic have once again won the Scottish Premiership title. It was a very, very tough final game of the season. They went up against the team that the people's champs that everybody wanted to win, Hearts, and it was a very, very tight game. I will say this for me, I want to give massive congratulations to Kelechi Iheanacho winning the Scottish Premiership with Celtic. He joined them in September after a failed spell at Sevilla. When he joined, they were in third place. Hearts were already top of the league. Rangers were second. And nobody really expected Kelechi Iheanacho to be a hero, to be a guy that showed up for them. Since joining Celtic, he scored 5 league goals in 13 league appearances, mostly playing as a substitute. In the entire season, Kelechi played a total of 490 minutes. That comes to 37.6 minutes per game. So pretty much a substitute player. But his goals were very important. On his debut, he scored a last-minute penalty to win the game against Kilmarnock and give Celtic a 2-1 victory. He scored the winning goal against Hibernian, yet again handing them a hard-earned 2-1 victory. And then, of course, in their game not too long ago against Motherwell, with the title race on the line, he stepped up and scored a 99th minute penalty to win the game 3-2 after a controversial penalty decision, of course. And then he helped them go into the game on the final day, and then they won it. This is a player that was a sub player, but if you look at all the posts that all the different companies have been making on social media, Kelechi Iheanacho has almost been the face of Celtic's title victory. They are the ones that have been showing the interviews with him. They've been showing his pictures with the trophy. And it's just a fantastic, fantastic feat. And I'm happy to see that despite the criticism that he was getting from everywhere earlier in the season when he was a Sevilla player, now he's celebrating a league title with his club while the former team were just struggling to avoid relegations. Of course, Kelechi is not the first Nigerian player to win the Scottish Premiership. We have someone like Efe Ambrose that won it 4 times with Celtic. Joe Aribo, Calvin Bassey, Leon Balogun, Siri Desas, they've won with Rangers in recent years. But ultimately, you could just see the joy that Kelechi Iheanacho had after winning that title. And to see a Nigerian player in his best feeling, enjoying himself, getting praise from the fans, getting praise from the media, and winning is something that just makes me very, very happy. And I want to say a massive congratulations to Kelechi Iheanacho on the Scottish Premiership title with Celtic, his first ever major top division title. So I give him credit for that. First top division league title. Fantastic, fantastic one. But yes, Smedlai, your thoughts on Kelechi Iheanacho's Scottish Premiership title win with Celtic?
My mic is muted.
Go on.
Okay, yeah. So happy for him. I saw that game against Art. So I was supporting Art to win because I don't like the duopoly of Rangers and
Celtic,
Celtic
yeah.
for the past 30 or so years. So since the great Aberdeen team of Sir Alex Ferguson, it's been Celtic Rangers, Rangers. Even when Rangers went to got relegated, they came back, they won the league, and that's still in Gerrard. So it's been Celtic Rangers, but I felt for Hearts. I thought that the way I thought Celtic Arsenal themselves to the league. See,
Mm.
so that is what I think, So, in my opinion, I just saying that so many things they got wrong, but I'm happy for Christian as well. Another title. I don't think he won the Premier League, did he?
No.
They didn't win the Premier League, so they only won the FA Cup with Leicester City. So for me, I'm happy for Christian at least one of the young players don't win something. So good for Kelechi. And I'm happy that he held on to the trophy. He don't want to let go. He keep on celebrating his senior man. He struck the bar in that game against Hearts.
Yeah.
He nearly scored the winning goal. So nearly give Martinelli hypertension because it is all celebrating already when before the ball struck the bar. I'm happy for him, senior man Kels. You know, I'm not really sure that Celtic will retain him. He's still 50-50. But let's see what will happen.
Yeah, let's see what will happen. Kelechi Iheanacho's trophy cabinet now looks like this. Of course, the Under 17 World Cup in 2013. He has the Premier League International Cup that he won with Manchester City's Under 21s in the 14-15 season. He won an FA Cup with Leicester City in 2021. He won the Community Shield with Leicester City in 2022. He won the Carabao Cup with, I don't know if it was Carabao then or Carling Cup with Man City in 2016. And then he won the EFL Championship with Leicester in 2023-2024. And then now he has the Scottish Premiership with Celtic in 2025-2026. So fairly decent trophy cabinet for a player that had bags of potential and at the time was a special talent. But yes, senior man kills, man. Sometimes I feel old seeing all these players that I watched as children, as under
Yeah,
17s.
yeah.
Now seeing them, going on and being old and winning and just, having
Also,
long
he
careers.
won the championship too.
Yeah, that's what I said now. EFL Championship with Leicester in 23-24. So yes, kudos to senior man Kells, man. But I think they might retain him. Super sub, just bring him on. He has experience. He has experience at the highest level. He can teach the players a lot. And is yeah. But what did you think about the fact that, like, it seemed as if everybody, like Sky Sports posted with Kelechi Iheanacho's picture, everybody just seemed to be making him the focal point. The fans have taken to him so much. Like I saw people that are Celtic fans on social media were saying, "Thank you, Brendan Rodgers. That's the only good thing that Rodgers did this season, like bringing Kelechi into the team." What do you think about the fact that everybody seems to be gravitating towards him?
It's a big player for the big vision. It's just that the spirit might be willing, but the body is weak. That's why he could not do it. In in the top five European leagues again. So it's a guy that's got that big mentality. If you look at, I remember watching his debut in New York, when he was playing for Man City. You know,
Mm,
and he said, who is this Iheanacho? When he scored one goal, remember that precision game.
mm,
So he's a guy with big mentality. It's just because the body is weak now. That's it. It's not. See, mentality is not a problem. It's not a problem. And he also he knows how to hug the headline too. When
mm,
remember the FA Cup, and he says he was saying something. It's too cold,
mm.
And only the FA Cup triumph of Leicester City. I don't know, maybe you're saying that it's too cold.
I
And he was
remember
praying,
he was given going around. He put the trophy on this
on
thing
his
on his
head.
head.
Yes. So he's just that type of player. So and for me, he's a competition player. That's one thing about it. You remember those goals too that is called on the way to winning the FA Cup. So he's a competition guy. So for me,
Yeah.
I wish him luck. I wish him luck. Good player. But it's just that unfortunately, he's no longer the we know. He's going towards the end of his career now.
Mm, mm. All right. Shout outs to senior man Kelechi Iheanacho. Okay, what else is there for us to talk about? Let me just look very, very quickly. Of course, Victor Boniface has announced his departure from Werder Bremen after his loan spell. Loan spell that did not quite go as we had.
No, don't pamper it. It did not go well. It was horrible It was horrible transfer decision. See, I don't know exactly. In fact, I've never. Don't sugarcoat it. This is horrible transfer move. It had no impact. It's like it had no impact. That is it. I see. It had no impact in Werder Bremen. In fact, those that come together to do that themselves, oh my, If it's me, they'll be queried. He had no impact whatsoever. It's a season for him to forget. Let him admit that. No
Mm.
impact.
Oh man, Victor Boniface's body seems to have got the best of him. It's rather unfortunate because Boniface is still one of the skilled players that you see this kind of guy playing and you say, this guy is sabi play ball. But this season, like, I mean, the reality of it is that you're not wrong in saying that he had no impact on their season. He was barely able to get on the field. When he got on the field a few times, he
Did he
really,
score?
other than his debut that he got, I
How
think,
many
an
assists
assist
did he
on his
have?
debut. I
One
don't know. I have to check
assist.
that. On his debut, that was the this thing. And yeah, he just wasn't able to hit the mark, then got injured again and just couldn't really do anything for them. It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of summer he has because this hasn't been a good one for him, of course. I don't know if Bayer Leverkusen will want to bring him back or if he's going to start finding a new opportunity for himself. And it's crazy because all of a sudden now it's starting to look as if maybe it was actually a good thing that he wanted to go to Saudi back then.
Hmm.
Maybe that was actually what he needed. But
Do you
I know
think? Sorry, T, do you think that if he went to Saudi there, he will not? Where is John Duran?
John Duran is back in Europe now,
Where in Europe?
in Turkey.
I think I've left Turkey.
He has left Turkey.
I think it's somewhere.
Where is John Duran now? Let me check. Oh,
This is
John Duran is
Russia.
wait.
Where is
Oh
it?
yeah, he's in Zenit St. Petersburg.
Can you see? See, Saudi too. They don't like dead weight.
Mm.
Honestly, they don't
But
also like dead
John
weight.
Duran is how old? He's 22 years old. It's different now.
We should do Colombia. I beg. You should pack where?
John Duran is different. And John Duran is not because of injuries, it's just because he's an unserious boy. John Duran
He's
is
not
just
a
an
journeyman.
unserious
Quite a
boy.
good player.
But I
Very
mean,
good
Boniface,
potential.
only 11 games played this season. This is his, other than when he tore his ACL in Norway, this is
Mm.
his least, number of games played in any season. 11 games in the whole season is incredibly low.
How many?
And
How many? What's the stats?
325 minutes, no goal, two assists.
Okay, 2 assists.
Two assists. It's like, yeah, it wasn't a great season for him. I would say that, but I really hope that things get better for him. I hope
I
that,
hope so.
see,
I hope
this
so.
for me again, I Boniface, look, because he might be watching this now, somebody might say this to him. I will say this. It's nice when you go for summer and you go back to Nigeria, you call Kemen Fitness to come and train you. You hire videographer, you do all of that. But I think that this is where Nigerian players need to start understanding more about investing in their bodies. Look, for those of us that work regular jobs, or maybe me, I'll say, okay, take myself. I do media for a living, social media, digital media, marketing, management, social media, branding, all those kind of things. My brain is what I use for my work most of the time. The only way I can get better is if I keep gaining more knowledge in my field and I keep coming doing these live streams, talking about it, interviewing people. That helps me put in more reps, and that's how I get better.
Yeah.
I have to maintain my brain. If I can no longer think properly, I will no longer be able to do it. If I can no longer speak properly, I'll no longer be able to do these kinds of
Mm-hmm.
shows. Footballers need to also realize that they need to invest in their bodies because their body is what helps them have their careers. Again, it's nice when you go to Lagos and you hire Kemen and you get videographers and he posts you on social media to get more clients and they enjoy themselves. But you need to have people that are helping you to stay fit throughout the season. Other than the people that are at your clubs, you need to have a nutritionist that is ensuring that you stay at your goal weight, ensuring that you stay healthy, and people that know your body better than anyone else. Your team doctor, yes, he's a great doctor, no doubt. Your team has spent money to hire that person and get the facilities in place, but that guy is managing all the first team players, maybe some of the youth team as well. You get somebody that is looking. Obviously the person will have other patients too, but because you are hiring the person privately, the person has a different level of commitment to you and your well-being. I think it is very, very important. It is not only preseason, okay, hire a guy that is not even a football fitness coach, as just a gym bro to come and train you to help you stay active, stay fit. I saw it even a lot with like a Taiwa Woni this season. He was doing a
Oh,
lot of
fit.
personal work with his own personal trainer
I was trying to say
throughout
that.
throughout the season. It's not
Yes.
only when something goes
Can you see
wrong.
the
It's not
fitness
only
level?
when you're on summer. You have to. So it's like if you hire a fitness coach and it costs you 50,000 a year, you hire a nutritionist, maybe that one costs you 20,000 a year. 70,000 for somebody that is making millions. It's not a huge
It's not.
sacrifice
Uh,
for you
see,
to be able to play at the highest level for the next 10 years. If it's 70K a year that you need to spend, that is like saying you and I should maybe spend $1,000 a year on improving ourselves to grow in our
yes,
careers.
it's not
That's
bad.
the equivalent. It's not bad. If Smith Lai is telling me, IoT, I want to be a millionaire, but he's not willing to spend £1,000 in a year to improve himself, but I see him going on vacation, spending money. I see him going to club, spending money. I will look at you and say, but this for this course, you don't want to spend 1,000, but you can do all of this. I will look at you and say you're not serious.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the same with a footballer. If you say you want to play 10 years at the highest level or more, and you cannot take 5% of your earnings to
Mm,
invest in your body,
body.
people that are the Ronaldos, the LeBron Jameses, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durant, all those guys, they spend millions a year on their bodies so that they can stay in the game long enough.
Yes.
You cannot spend a few tens of thousands. I think that, and this is not only for Boniface, this is for Nigerian players in general. It's
Uh-huh.
not only when things go bad you hire a personal trainer. It's not only in the off season that you hire a personal trainer. It should be year round. Have your chef. If you don't like, if you're not somebody that likes to cook, and maybe you don't have a wife that's cooking healthy meals for you, have a chef that you pay. The chef will prep meals for you and put it in your house so that you can always eat healthy,
Yeah.
eat clean.
Wh- wh-
Have a
sorry.
nutritionist that plans things out. Have a personal trainer. It is important. Go on.
What? Sorry. What if Visa face got all these things and it's just that it's not working? IoT. I met Moses Simon,
Mm.
and when I saw Moses Simon, there is no fat in his body.
Mm.
Like I don't know the type of diet he's on. I don't know what he's doing, but IoT, this guy is taking care of himself. He's older, he hardly get injured, he's always fit sometimes, and he's taking care of himself. I know that people are different, from each other. It might be, I heard that, okay, I'm going to say it name. The guy from Watford, what's his name again, that played after Ogalo played? Uh,
Troy Dini
no, Nigerian player from Benin City.
or Dennis.
No, he's a striker, Bucky striker.
Isaac Success.
Oh, he's Sussex, thank you.
Mm.
You know that he was having issues with Watford there. He came to Manchester for this extra training. It was the Manchester for extra training. That season, IoT, he ball. These guys know that they have the talent. It's just for them to do that extra thing. The other thing, I think the rest they say will be history. So you can see exactly what Trading said too about Isaac. Just push yourself. But because he's happy with what he's earning currently, he wants to stay there. So I think some of you guys too lack motivation. For example, now you mentioned these guys. Some of them compare themselves to, with due respect to Imbo, Portable or Kataife. Me with that kind of they do. I get money, but they're okay with that. Oh no, see, no, they're okay with that. Some of my mate with this guy, when they do this thing, I think of myself. They're okay with that. So I think sometimes too, I think motivation too also very important. But if
No,
you
yeah.
guys are not really motivated and the zeal to do better is not actually really there. So that's it.
No, you're right. Motivation is very important. You need
It's
to,
very important.
and look, at the end of the day, success is relative. Success
Mhm.
is where you're coming from to where you've gotten to. Somebody's
Mhm.
idea of success is different from my idea of success. If you were
Mhm.
born and you couldn't eat 1 meal a day, and now you can eat 10 meals if you choose, you look at yourself as success. Whereas somebody that was born eating 3 meals a day is not necessarily using the number of meals that he can eat as success. He might be looking
Mm-hmm.
at how far, up the ladder he can
Mm-hmm.
go and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognize that, and it's also possible that the person is investing into himself, and unfortunately, his body physically just can't hold up. Some people are just like that. Your body is
Mm-hmm.
just more susceptible to injuries, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
things don't work out for you. But I think that it's just very important that everybody puts in, like, I'm not talking about even players at the lower levels. You invest in your body as much as you can. Regular massages,
Mm-hmm.
staying, eating healthy, eating clean, the little that you can do.
Recovery.
But for me, anybody that is making millions, once your salary has reached, not even, you don't have to get to millions. Once your salary has reached 500K a year, I don't see why you should not be spending a few thousands on your body, on your recovery, on your nutrition, on your fitness as a professional athlete, because your body is your money maker. It's the same way if you are working a professional job in other fields. You cannot say you want to rise to the top, you want to become the CEO of Apple, but you just got your bachelor's degree and you did not take any other professional course in your life. You did not do any other extra training. You did not read any book. You did not do anything to improve. You just got your bachelor's degree and just said, I've invested, that's the end. You have to keep growing, keep reading, keep learning, keep training to improve in order to get to a level where somebody will hire you as their CEO, or you become the president of a corporation, or whatever the case may be. So I think the Nigerian players just need to be more intentional about it. And if they are doing it and it's not working out, at least you know that you gave it everything. Because you don't want to be sitting in your 60s, sitting in your house on your balcony, and you're just thinking like, like, if only I had done this, this is where I could have gotten to. If only, and it's easy to say, look, I've gotten to, many people have not gotten there, so nothing. I understand you've gotten far, you've won the Bundesliga, for example, in Boniface's case. For maybe an Iheanacho, I've played in the Premier League, I've won the league title in England's championship. He can look at it and say, what, I don't care what anybody says, like, I've achieved what I need to achieve. But again, you want to try your best to maximize your potential. If it works out, you know that yes, you got to the highest level with everything that you're able to do. And if it doesn't work out, at least you will know that you gave it every single thing that you could have. There are no what ifs, there are no if I had known, there are no doubts that you gave it everything and it just did not work out for whatever the case may be. But all in all, look, I wish my Nigerian players all the very best, man. Like, I really want everybody to do well. I want everybody to play at the highest level. I want everybody to stay healthy. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to play for the biggest clubs in the biggest leagues, play for the Super Eagles, score goals, enjoy their careers. That, honestly, like, I want everything good for the Nigerian players. But sometimes you have to look at it and wonder why we're not able to to have this consistent performance at the highest level for long, long, long times. You know, Injuries can be unfortunate, but I also think that, like, there's things that you can do. Not that anybody, I'm not saying anybody is not doing those things, but there are things that you can do, like we've seen, to mitigate these things as much as possible. Again, I would just say Taiwo Awoniyi, shout out to him. I've seen him do a lot of work behind the scenes to try to stay as healthy as possible, as fit as possible this season for Nottingham Forest. Even when he wasn't playing, he was still keeping himself ready, to the point that when they did give him his chance, we've seen him take his chance, in those moments of opportunity that he got. Just very quickly, let me just move on. A few more things to talk about. The Super Falcons, we are hearing that they will be playing an international friendly against Senegal in June. At least another international window is not going to waste. So we look forward to that one. At first, they said, they were supposed to play a friendly tournament, whatever, in the UK. But apparently, Jamaica pulled out of that one because the tournament was being planned for outside of a FIFA international window. Again, I understand that we are hungry and we're an anywhere belle face nation. But we need to stop doing this nonsense outside of international window friendlies. Like, that's what the Super Eagles are, quote unquote Super Eagles, are about to do with this Unity Cup, playing friendly matches outside of the international window. Um, we need to stop it. So apparently that one got cancelled because that was the plan, to play outside the international window. But now we're hearing that they'll be playing a double header against Senegal. I think I'm also not a big fan of these double headers that they've been giving the Super Falcons. I'm sorry. People say I pick on small things, maybe, but we play Cameroon back to back. We play Algeria back to back. Now we're about to play Senegal back to back. I'm happy that at least it seems like they have games lined up for the Super Falcons. But like, can we not organize two friendlies against two different nations? The back-to-back friendly is just a way to save money. But at the same time, like playing the same team twice, I don't think is doing anything for us, really. So it's just a way to save money. But I really wish that they would negotiate and organize two different friendlies. If you can play Senegal, play another country, you know. But look, beggars can't be choosers, man. At least, at least they get to play some games. Like, what do you think about what we're hearing about Super Falcons potentially playing against Senegal in a double header next month?
See, I see. I'm tired of this NFF. The issue is, you said it, that how can we organize friendly game back to back, back to back? When we want to organize friendly game, you will know IoT. If other countries are inviting us for friendly games, it's different. When you want to organize it, it's different. So, see, I don't know the reason why we do something like this. Senegal back to back, because excuse that we are champions, people don't want to play us. IoT, what's happening to FIFA series? Why can't we play FIFA series? It's just so sad for me. Senegal is not a bad team to play against. I hope that Senegal will not pull that again, because last time around, if I say, oh, they withdrew from that game, I hope they will not. It's not going to be Lamba again, because
Hmm.
it's been IoT. You cannot rule anything out from this NFF, and it's just tiring. It's just tiring. We went
Yeah.
from playing Canada to be begging for Cape Verde to play us. It's just so sad. That's the reason why I see this NFF. I call them the devil. They can never repent.
Hmm. It's actually crazy. Like, that's why, see, when people talk about Randy Wardrum, and I know that he has his fair share of people that don't like him, but the impact that guy was having, and like, now that he's gone, we are seeing how the level, the intensity, the everything has just dropped. Because the coach that we have now, I don't know, I've never seen somebody that sat down with him for 30 minutes to even ask him any questions or anything, that other than press conferences. I've not heard him talk anywhere else. He doesn't care. It really doesn't appear that he cares. Let me not say it as a fact. It doesn't appear that he cares. Whether they give them games, whether they don't give them games, he's all right. The players can carry him to a title and he'll get a lot of praise for it, and everybody will say, okay, this one, that one. But we can't continue like this. The gap keeps on closing every single time. The gap keeps on closing.
But what
The,
was your opinion about his comments? And um, I should have these comments too about people running away from Super Falcons. Do you think it's true?
I don't see. Look, there might be certain teams that don't want to play us, and yes, there might be teams, but I don't believe that any team outside of Africa will be looking at Nigeria and saying, "Oh, they are WAFCON champions, so we'll not play them." If you cannot get the quality sides, the Moroccos, the South Africas, the Zambias, or the bigger sides in Africa, they don't want to play because they're champions. The smaller teams don't want to play because for them, maybe they feel like they're not going to gain anything playing against a team that's just going to go and beat them,
Mm.
hands down. Then go to Europe and find competition there. That's the way I look at it. Go to Asia and find competition there. Yes, you still need to play some African sides because of the the uniqueness of African football. I recognize that. But in some international windows, ain't nothing wrong. Like, we're not only preparing to, okay, we want to win another WAFCON. What does that do for us? Let's be realistic. Like, we go and we win the next WAFCON. What does that do for us? Nothing.
Nothing.
Our impact now is to go and make a mark at the World Cup. That's what will do something for us. Unfortunately, man, curse penalty shootout. You know, and I was here trying to play with our left foot, but let's not get into that. But unfortunately, that England game, if we had won that game, we would have really made a statement at the World Cup. We were so close to really making a statement at the World Cup. You still heard the English players, Millie Bright and these other girls, saying that it's the toughest game that they've played.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we need to make an impact at the World Cup, and ultimately playing Senegal back to back, playing Cameroon back to back, playing Benin Republic back to back, playing all these guys back. It does not help us prepare to go and play against England or prepare to go and play Spain or Japan or Brazil or Colombia or any of these countries. Look at when we played against Portugal, the last international friendly we had with the European side, I think was Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
We saw how they outplayed us in that game.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it. When we played against France, we saw it. We're not on France's level.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way for us to get on their level is not by calling Cameroon to flog them. Let's
You
I
for
shouldn't even say
Cameroon.
flog them. Did we even flog them exactly? It's not by calling Senegal. Like ultimately, we need to get some top level opposition. Play against the teams that are in the top 10 in the world. Play against teams that are in the top 15, top 20 in the world. These things will help us.
Mm-hmm.
Because playing against all these African teams that we know that we will beat most of the time, and we don't even still beat them, they still beat us sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how it helps us because again, you win. The last WAFCON win was okay. Mission X. Oh, the 10th one. Okay, you've done the 10th one. Okay, now you win 11. You win 12. What does it do? It's like at some point you need to stop being a local champion and you need to go and test yourself. It's like you are the best boxer in Africa. Okay, you've boxed all the Kataefe, you've boxed Portable, you've boxed Charles Okocha, you've beaten all of them. At
Mm-hmm.
some point, you have to say, "Oh yeah, Jake Paul, oh yeah, come, let me box you too." You have to go abroad and test your might.
Yeah.
And what we've dominated Africa, we need to try to see what we can do outside of Africa. And I think that they are missing it if they think that everybody's running away from us. If the terms are right, England, what will England run away from Nigeria for? you know, if the
Zambia is
terms
playing.
are right. What is it?
Zambia is playing England.
You see? So I
Zambia is
don't
playing.
know, man, because Mr. Hayo Patron, who is our match agent, I don't
I don't think
know.
it's
It's
not
not there
working for
anymore.
Falcons.
It's not. That's
It's
what I'm saying.
only
It's only for the Eagles.
yeah.
'Cause I don't know who the match agent is for the Falcons, but bro, like we need to go and establish relationships with other federations and get some games on the card, man.
IoT, you know this thing. The NFF, they don't care about Falcons. See, Amadu Pini came on Channel News that you have to set your priorities. They don't care about Falcons. They don't care, IoT. There is nothing to say. You see, you're just advising them, advising. These people don't care. They don't care. And it comes to the psyche. I don't want to go deeper now. The psyche of somebody, the level of knowledge of someone. They don't care about Falcons. That's why
Mm.
they look for coaches. So they went to go and give Falcons Mandugu. Okay, I want to tell you, you mentioned something that we should be aiming to win to try and compete in Europe, compete in the World Cup. Do you think NFF want to compete in the World Cup? They don't. They do people that cannot organize simple friendly games, calling Togo, everybody running from there, running from there. Do you think they look serious? I can compete. They want team to compete. IoT, our target should be qualifying for the semi-final of the World Cup. Not to even win the WAFCON again. Qualifying for the semi-final of the WAFCON. And let's look at exactly how to achieve it. There is no plan. I know somebody that can do it better, cheaper. That is the NFF.
Mm.
Ask them to show you the contract of Justin Mandugu. Is he a secret court? See, so IoT, the summary of it all is that they don't care about the Super Falcons. Anything that is female football. The only time that Ibrahim Gusso cares about female football is when they award Chiamaka Nadozie best goalkeeper, Falcons
Mm.
best team. You will see him going with his cap, Roddy, to go and collect the award and doing zero work to go and collect the award. That is when you see them. They don't care. They don't care about this thing. They don't care. This thing is a Super Eagles NFF. Even says they don't even care about Super Eagles that much. It's a Super Eagles NFF. Anything that has to do is under 17, under 20, they don't care. Female team, they don't care. Any MPF, they don't care. Super Eagles. That is the cash cow where they can rain money. Money, 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 money.
Mm.
So they don't care. They don't see.
Yeah.
And the Wardrum said it with you, IoT. Please try and repost it, cut it. Those things that he said. He said he's going to get to a stage, we didn't call him for Qatar. And he said that he's going to get to a stage and Nigeria will struggle to go to the World Cup. Did it happen again? Did it happen? It's not, it's what you can see. IoT is because some of us are hypocrites. That's the reason why we cannot point to where the thing they go wrong. See, we can see clearly here now. There's no future. There's no future. There's no future. See, Eric Shea will walk out in January. He'll walk away. And he'll go and report NFF to FIFA. He'll collect his money. Nothing. If Madugu fail now, God forbid though, he fails to come for the Olympic Games, they will now look for a way to sack him. Say he's not going to the World Cup next year. So because they failed to qualify for the Olympic Games, they know already. IoT, the handwriting is already on the wall. I watched the game against Benin Republic. You asked me that game. Remember, you didn't watch it. Away game. IoT, we are going down under this man. And I told one of these journalists, say, this team is like that. It's a mistake. They will come back. They will. That is it. IoT is so bad.
It's bad. It's bad. Man, let's move on. Let's talk about the Super Eagles very quickly to wrap up today. First of all, before we get into Super Eagles, did you see the picture of Rio Ngomoha in
I saw
the
the picture.
in the 1996 jersey? Rio has at how old is he? 17 years old or so.
Yeah.
He's already doing us like Tosin.
No, the issue with Rio is that if you saw the interview on ESPN, he said that he's someone that is well connected. I think people around him, is well connected, well rooted to the Nigerian culture. That even more than Femi Aziz and so on. Well rooted. If all his friends like this around him, most of them are Nigerians. So it's well rooted in Nigerian culture. So see, I've asked people that love for a country does not mean that you're going to play for the country. You have to look at exactly the path that your career follows. For example, now, Michael Olise was celebrating of people in Nigeria before now. He told some people around him that he can play for this country, but do you think he will not regret it? Because since Lukman declared to play for Nigeria, he never go World Cup. He never go World Cup. If Olise name came out of France list, France going to the World Cup. If he played for Nigeria, I think go to the World Cup. So sometimes you have to look at exactly where can you achieve your goal. Imagine good performance, maybe probably won Champions League. Good performance in World Cup can be top 10, be top 5 Ballon d'Or. You never know. So things like that. So Iguluma is not enemy of Nigeria. He likes Nigeria, just like William Osula likes Nigeria. But the issue is this: Nigeria is the project in Nigeria. Is it good enough? I heard one thing that Sunday Uba said that the goal is caught in the AFCON final in South Africa that we won against our last AFCON triumph. He said that one NFF man came to say, now this goal, now he put you in trouble. To tell you that some of us, that people that even manage this football, they don't even care about it. So which project they want to sell to Rio Guluma? They will say, okay, you want to play for Nigeria. You want to go and say, go project pitch, where we say there's pitch is rubber there. We don't have training center. So sometimes these guys like Nigeria, but just because that they are scared of their future, that's the reason why they might play for the other country. If we are Morocco now, do you think all these players can say that they want to come home? They want to come home because they know that they are coming somewhere. They know that okay, there's infrastructure. Look at the Mohammed 5 in Morocco. Everything is like it's even better than Georgie's Park. It's better.
Yeah.
So that is it. So there's nothing to okay. What do you want to go and show him? Say he wants to come and show. What do you want to come and show him? Say this is a project. Okay, this is where we train. This is our stadium. Our stadium that we train is maintained by the state government. If they say that, what do you want to come and do? Go more. Okay, go Luma. Sorry, Kevin Bassi is Igoluma.
Kevin Bassi is Ugelumba.
Igolumba. Okay.
But this is Rio Ngomoha.
Look at Alex Iwobi. Say that at least he's not sharing accommodation today. These guys need privacy sometimes. You go put them together, pack them like Chandin to one place. Book economic ticket for them. You ask them to go and upgrade it. All those things are not good at your tea. They're not good at your tea. And when somebody talks and say you are demarketing Nigeria, is it good? Is it good? IoT, there's a standard that you're going to have that when somebody throw one boo S at you, you will say no.
Mm.
That is it. Because you put value to yourself.
See, let me quickly I want to just respond to a comment here from Femi Max here. So, Femi Max makes a good point, but I want to just something. Femi Max is saying Super Falcons don't care about themselves. They should have been protesting. Let's see if they will win cups with National Queens ladies. Rashad Abadi needs to stand up and lead the protest. Honestly, yeah, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the know of a lot of things that happen behind the scenes because of my close relationships with Super Falcons. They've done so much, and I understand that you might think, okay, all that is left is for them to publicly come and disgrace everybody and shout. Have they striked? They've striked. We know of strikes that they've done. Have they? Rashidat went in front of the president, giving speech and called on them to do better for them and for them to do more. That was a way of, you don't want to disrespect anybody, but you want everybody and all the powers that be to hear. She said that in front of the president. Did anything happen? Nothing happened. She has caused issues with the hierarchy of the NFF many times, to the point that now they always say like she's the one that is troublesome because she's always standing up for what she believes in and for the better of the players. Rashidat is so outspoken in that Super Falcons team. But one of the biggest issues, unfortunately, just like Desire Oparanoze said in a recent interview that she did on this podcast with Forgotten the Ladies, if the entire team is not united, it is such a bad thing. And unfortunately, the entire Super Falcons team is not united. So
Now,
all it takes is for somebody or people to do certain actions. Some people excuse themselves and stay out of it. All of a sudden, now you start to see that certain people start to get punished. At this last WAFCON that they won, players were actively getting punished for standing up during the
mm-hmm.
tournament. You just didn't hear about it, but players literally were actively getting punished for standing up for the team during the tournament. So it is, in fact, even Rashida, they almost didn't let her play one of the games.
Okay, see, let's break table now. What happened to Tony Pay?
Tell them now, show you now you
No, no, no.
now you won't break table. Now you won't break table now.
No, but it's
So
just
it's like, no,
unfair.
it's true. Like some players were actively getting punished. Even Rashida, that was the captain, because she complained. They didn't want to let her play one of the games. It's other players that had to say, no, like how would you not let her play? And then the coach's hand was forced. So they've been speaking out. I said she went in front of the president, in front of everybody, and gave a speech and made sure to mention that this is time for you guys to do more for us. You need to give us more. You need to treat us better. Did anything still happen? If you talk now, they withhold some of your money.
Uh-huh.
They don't want to call you for camp again. Some other player will say, me, I was not involved though.
Uh-huh.
I know different things that these girls have done, different people that they've spoken to, different campaigns that they've raised up. But then when everybody cannot be united because somebody feels like, me, I don't want to enter trouble, or me, I don't have an issue with what's going on right now, and they
Uh,
complain. All these kind of things is
it's but I know that you are a big Super Falcons fan, and you always stand up for these girls. You like this national team, probably your best national team out of the bunch of national team we have in Nigeria, with women and Super Eagles. So, that Oparanoze's interview, he mentioned some people that really they betrayed her or supported her. She mentioned, the leaders in the team. Do you think you mentioned Iheanacho Ayinde? It's not a
she mentioned
secret.
Ayinde, she mentioned
Ayinde,
who
Odome Ebi,
Ebionome,
Odome Ebi,
yeah, Ebionome. Yeah.
Ebionome. Are you surprised?
It doesn't surprise me. Maybe it's because of what I know, or what I know from my
Even she mentioned Ngozi Okobi, and
see,
somebody sent me a text to that day to confirm. Say it's true.
see, it doesn't. Is it not me? I can't forget me myself. There was a day I was standing up for the Super Falcons, and I made a
Mhm.
post on Instagram. Ebionome messaged me to say, "Hey, you always complain every time NFF this, every time NFF that." And this was, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm fighting for you. You're coming to fight me. It blew my mind. I'm like, I'm literally fighting for you, and you're coming to fight me. But that's the thing. Some people are on the side of the NFF
Mhm.
because maybe they feel like, well, they have more loyalty to the NFF than to the rest of the players, or they feel like maybe NFF gave them opportunity. I cannot speculate on why they have that sense of loyalty towards NFF, but that's how it is. So when what's it called? When Desire
Well,
Jose said those things, it did not shock me. It did not shock me. It did not at all. Like, look, I don't want to talk too much. Let people not come and start fighting me more. But these things, man. So sometimes, like, I can't blame. Like, as I know Rashida personally, I work with Rashida. I work for her. I see a lot of the things that she does, a lot of the fights that she puts on her neck, the battles, and at the end of the day, like, she can only do so much. She has taken hits because of trying to fight for better. She took hit from Moroccans during the WAFCON when Moroccans thought that she was calling out their country. The same NFF came to come and tell her that she must take her post down, she must apologize, she must do this, she must do that. During the tournament, she was fighting for the players that NFF wanted to punish her by not letting her play. Like, there's so many things, man. There's so many things.
but I think before this my Falcons matter, she I mentioned something that they brought money to pay them. They only want to pay the active, those that are in camp. They don't want to pay the other
Yeah.
ones, and just trying to fight
Yeah.
for them. So, but do you people say that I think it's not reasonable to fight for that has won the church before, like their money. So that some of our colleagues were not even happy with that. That since they're not here again, make you collect our money.
Because there's this mentality of just looking out for oneself, not really caring. And it's a Nigerian mentality. It's not
I
that
don't like it.
there's
Yeah,
this special thing that happens when you join a football team. No, it's a Nigerian, like, everybody just, you mind your own business. If it favors you, it favors you. You don't care about other people. That's how a lot of people think. With money that they are owing them, even with Rashida Lajabade till today, when she's fighting for them to pay, she always makes sure, look, the person might not be in this camp, but you're owing that person from the last two camps. So you need to pay the person for the last two camps as well. I remember, like, even out of just the goodness, and honestly, some of it is maybe because Rashidat is a good Christian and she's a good human being. But even after they won the WAFCON, out of all the bonuses and everything gifts that people were giving them, she called the leaders of the team, the chairmakers, the assistant to Shoala, and she told them that, guys, yes, so we're the ones that won and we're getting all this reward. But let's find a way that we can all put money together and give to those that were with us along the way, but did not make the final squad. And they put their money together. The players that were dropped along the way, I think it was Gift Monday dropped and all those other players, they made sure to they even said, let's even put money together and give to the legends that came before us. Because if not for them, our 10th achievement, our 10th trophy achievement will not be a big achievement, if not that they've won the 9 before. And they never got their recognition and they are just due. So they put things together. But it's because she's always thinking about the group as a good leader should. She's thinking about the entire group. She fights for them. But believe me, there is so much that happens behind the scenes. And unfortunately, Nigerian fans are part of the problem. Nigerians are part of the problem. Because if they talk, you would think that Nigerians would even look out for them and side with them. But look at when Rashida spoke about their hotel during the WAFCON. See people start saying, are they there on holiday? Is it holiday they are going to do? They are going there for a job. Oh, what do you need AC for in your room? Oh, what do you need swimming pool for? Oh, this one's that one, that. So it's like you would even think that the Nigerians, but Nigerians will even turn on them because a lot. And see, I will say this largely because they are women.
Yeah,
Largely because they are women.
I agree with you.
Because if they were men, a lot of the reactions will not be like that. But because they are women and people don't value women's football, they will say, why are they complaining? They are even giving them flight. Oh, they are complaining about this. So this one must the room be big. Oh, are they on vacation? They are there to do a job. Blah blah blah. So it's hard for these women. It's hard for them. It's really really hard, and it's a shame that the NFF keeps treating them like an afterthought. It's a big shame. It's a big shame. See, let me not get too upset this evening. Okay, let's proceed. I want to talk about Super Eagles Unity Cup squads. Me like, what's happening now? We're still waiting for Unity Cup squad. What's happening?
They are not serious. IoT, they're not serious. They're going to play match next Tuesday. The list is not out. They're not serious. IoT. See, I bought ticket now
For Unity
for
Cup.
the Unity Cup. I'm trying of not going because these guys are not serious. I'm planning of not going because one, I don't know who they're gonna invite. to the camp. I don't know I don't know what they are planning. I don't know what is going on. I saw Zimbabwe's list. I saw India. Everybody don't bring out this. Even those go to the World Cup. Today, Brazil released their list.
Yeah.
If Nigeria go World Cup, Nigeria's list must go through the Senate and the House of Rep before they can actually approve it. If to say they go World Cup, because I don't know the paparazzi around these things. It's the Unity Cup, man. It's the Unity Cup. What is there to be celebrating? We have failed to go to the World Cup. We failed. So I don't know. This is meant to be this thing now. Is it today now? Today's going to be 1 week before the game.
Yeah,
so you want to come and book. You want to go and book your ticket and book my hotel and go and be calling some new Rangers go and play the game and say, now wait, I just waste my time from London to Manchester to London to go and watch. No, IoT. They're not serious. They need to probably they have called this they have this dubious call. That's why they don't want to release the list so that people can buy tickets. Say things Osimhen is coming. So you can buy tickets and now they could give you Osimhen from Temu to come and play for Nigeria. So I don't know, maybe they are playing that game too, but for me, no, IoT, they are not serious.
Okay, we await that squad shot. Whenever they choose to give it to us, they give it to us. Other teams are I was saying that maybe it's because other teams are dropping World Cup squad, so maybe they don't embarrass themselves. May let them just keep their own low key. They are going to drop World Cup squad. Nigeria because they drop Unity Cup. Unity Cup squad.
Very, very unserious people. Honestly, very unserious people. Very unserious people.
But yeah, we are waiting that one whenever they decide to give us the squad. Very quickly, guys, if you want to call me.
And did you go and talk about the appeal they did, though? The appeal, the CB, they did the nonsense appeal. They said that they appeal, NFF is.
Very good. If you want to call into the stream, guys, the link has been posted, man. Please click the link. Make sure that we can hear you. Let's get on to share your thoughts. Okay, I have one person that's waiting now. But yeah, if anybody wants to call, the link has been posted so that we'll get this wrapped up fairly quickly. Okay. But before we do, I just want to say, man, shout out to everyone that has taken time out of their busy lives to watch my interview with Peter Agba, the Maccabi Haifa midfielder. I really do appreciate it. We had a nice conversation talking about his journey. The guy that had an unconventional route, going to third division in Croatia, working his way up, going to Slovenia, now playing in Israel. We spoke about a lot of his career journey. We spoke about playing in Israel during this conflict and everything in between. So please, if you are yet to watch that, after this live stream, go on our YouTube channel or go on Apple Podcast or Spotify and you can watch the full video there. It's just like maybe an hour and 20 minutes or so. Very insightful, very interesting. So please watch that and keep sharing. Make sure you like the video when you watch it. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy that. But Smila, you want to say something?
Very interesting conversation. I was taking a walk one day. I just put it on, and I enjoyed it, because I like the way you take the guy through the journey, from under 17, and everything. I like national team football. In fact, you you tested him on the game he played. You even know the score. I was like, the guy was like, 1-0. Say, I think it was 2-1 or so. So very, very interesting conversation, guys. Watch it. And one point, I don't know, maybe I want to zoom into one point that he made. When they were camping, the last time Nigeria qualified for the World Cup under 17, he said they went to Turkey. Didn't tell you? And somebody came here that they say they should not play for any game. So, in fact, I think the interview came out that day that we did that program.
Yeah, I know the next day.
So I didn't watch it that day. I watched it the day after. I was like, can you see what we're talking about here? Why can't they guarantee the same thing for your friend now, Ebobo? That was the last time we qualified for the World Cup under 17.
Well, yeah. Just to give you guys a summary of certain things that I'm still working on as far as the Home of Nigerian Football podcast. Matthew Yakubu should be coming up in the next few weeks. Matthew Yakubu, we have who else? Olisanda. Olisan, that's very interesting journey that he has had, playing in South Africa, Super Eagles, then getting injured. So we'll talk about all of that. I'm trying to schedule with Shego Odegbami. That one should be an interesting one. Smilai, I was thinking like I'll have to ask you questions because you know more about Shego Odegbami than myself. But
That was going to be blockbuster, honestly.
but
I
I've
mean,
already gotten in touch with him. He said he's ready to do it. We just have to find the time to do it. He's a busy man. He's doing his own shows and his own business as well. But Shegon Egbami, I've
that's
spoken
going to
to
be very
him.
interesting.
So we're trying to get that one on the books. Of course, I still have Leon Balogun. We've been waiting for the season to end. So now that the season is ending, Leon Balogun is going to come. Yakuba Egbeni, I'm going to keep, like Sani Keita said, me, I don't stop disturbing them. Once you've told me, it's only, I always tell these people, if you tell me, no, I'm not doing, I leave you alone. I respect your space. But as far as you tell me, oh, okay, we'll find time, the worst you can tell me is no. I keep asking, I keep trying, and eventually, that's why I was saying when people ask me, how do you get other people on your show? It's because I try and I just keep trying. And
Yeah.
who answer me, who doesn't answer me. I know say it go reach the point when you go to beg me to come on my show. So for now, I
Yeah.
don't mind going to reach out to people and for asking. But yes, we have quite a number of people that are coming up. Rashida Ajibade as well. We'll talk about her season with Paris Saint-Germain and probably talk about the WAFCON coming up. Okay, super chat here from Charles. Charles says, hi Smith, like, can you please bring Ife Oluwa Leo Olagbaye on Gun Football this week? We need
Yeah.
to get rid of Gusu.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I would like to you. She's been doing a very good work. Right, they say I have to give us a flowers.
Mm.
And when you say somebody, I think I like Nigerian football a lot. I get passionate about Nigerian
Mm.
football, but some people they go extra mile for
Mm.
this country, and shout out to her. I just hope that all these things can work. People are also supporting too now. You can see that it's gathering momentum slightly. So we are talking about it. So and I'm happy about it. So don't worry. I will talk to her.
All right, all right. Okay, let me bring on our caller that we have waiting and just get his thoughts very quickly. I really appreciate your patience, Mr. Zizo B. Welcome.
Diesel.
Unmute yourself and speak, please, Zizo.
Smith, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
We
hear
can
you
hear
loud
you.
and clear.
Nigerian football, Nigerian football, NFF, NFF don't tire everybody. they have come, they have formed a big cabal in the NFF. anything that involve money spending is not for them. But if it's where they will grab money, they will go. That's why you see them. No, they don't want to. All this one they are saying, oh, no African team went to play them. They are scared of that. All this thing is sorry. They don't want to spend money.
Yeah.
They don't want to host anybody and spend money. They want all those people to call them because
Mm-hmm.
they know once they invite them, they will pay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's why you don't see. That's why you don't see them even to go and play all this European team because they don't want to spend money. As long as those countries are not going to foot the bills of Nigerian footballers and the NFF, they are not gonna come.
Mm.
These people, they are looking for money. Even the government itself, they are looking for money as well. So anybody that is calling them to go and spend the money somewhere, they are not gonna do it. Even this friendly match in Nigeria is going to play in England and the Poland, they are the one inviting us. If not, they will not go. These people, some people don't know what is going on. NFF, NFF is done. NFF is done. Like I said to Smith last time, if not because of diaspora players that are playing for us, Nigeria will not qualify for any tournament again. Look at the kind of people that are luring Nigerian football. Look at them. Eh? Look at them. They don't care about, like Smith say, they don't care about football at all. These people, they are not a sports lovers. All these people, they are all this one. They are, you see them. All of them are singing on your mandate or your mandate, up and down, up. You will see what will happen. you
And
will see what will happen during the election. Or
you
your
know,
mandate, everybody.
for me, I know Zizo. People have their own different beliefs, but I just think that I think you can agree with me on this point that we are not intentional. with sports. Yes, I don't think, I think we're not intentional with sports. That is it.
Mhm.
And I start to be corrected. I think that it was the military that likes sports.
Sports,
Not this.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
yeah,
Let me just put this as, because that was this military time. That was when we got it right, because they
yes.
are active. Not the
And
politics.
those ones then they are scared. They are scared of military as well.
They are state of military too. That so
But this
if
one, they knows that once you steal and go back to them, your sins are forgiven. That's why they are singing on your mandate, eating money up and down. They don't care. No accountability, nothing. Nobody is calling them for questioning. Once they grab and grab and grab, they will go to their state and contest for Senate or House of Assembly or governorship. That is what is happening. If this female team now that they are less concerned about them, once they win tournament now, they give them maybe $5 million. They will share the $1 million among themselves. They don't care. Even to pay them, they will not pay. They will wait for them to drag them. Social media will be calling them up and down before they will pay them money. It's not supposed to be like this. Yeah, because the people there, they are not supposed to be there. That's my question. All these people you see in NFF, sorry to say that, they are not supposed to be there. These people, they don't have any template for Nigerian football. That's why you see everything is going up, down, 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 up, down, down, down all the time. We are not improving at all.
Mm.
As Nigerian football, the NFF, if if let's for instance now, this Super Falcon is for Morocco, where Moroccan football will be, their female football will be by now. Assuming Moroccans, they are the ones that win 10 AFCON of female.
Mm.
Yeah, WAFCON, I mean to say. Assuming they are the ones that win it, where they will be, their female football, where their female football, the way they'll be as in taking them, pampering them. But our own, oh, this female football, they will win it, they will win it. That's the way they see them. It's not supposed to be like this. If it's where football is working, they are supposed to be number one, even more than the men, because the men are what have they won? How many times have they played Nations Cup? What have they won? Only 3 times. It's because they see these people as I don't know how they see them, but it's not making sense. When it comes to achievement, they achieve more than the men. You understand? The way they are treating them is not good. They're supposed to be treating them well, organizing quality friendly match. Look at now,
pay them,
we are past the stage of playing for African team. They're supposed to be playing all these European team because they know once they go for Olympic and the World Cup, they will be seeing bigger team. Okay, is it the way they are playing, the way they are dodging friendly now? If they go for this Olympic or this World Cup, they will destroy them. That is where you will see Falcon collecting for 5 nails, 6 nails.
and
Because they are not well prepared.
Maybe not five. I don't think they will give us 5 or 6.
They will
three
give
zero.
us, so it's possible they will give us,
I don't
because
think so.
Nigerian female team, once you give them 1 2 3, they will lose hope.
Mm.
I'm telling you the truth, they will lose. Even the coach is not even making sense. The way he's following them, he's following NFF like Mumu. I don't want to talk. If I talk, they will take my job and give it another person.
Does he
Yeah,
have a job?
at least for now he has a job.
Okay, it is well. Thank you, Zizo.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
cheers. Thank
joining
you.
us.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah,
All right, all right. That's
yeah.
Zizo B. Said it as he sees it. Appreciate the
This.
honesty. Okay, I also have Adedotun waiting to speak.
Sorry,
Welcome.
I want to ask you a question. Sorry,
Okay,
I just thank you. I want to ask you a question quickly, IoT.
go on.
Do you people criticized Iheanacho for putting her mouth in CAF and NFF? He said, what is her business there that she did not play for
She did not play for
Nigeria?
Nigeria. Mm.
And why is she getting the CAF ambassadorial role? What's your take on that quickly?
I think she's Nigerian, even though
Mm-hmm.
she played for
England.
for England, and she can still have affection, love, and desire for Nigeria and wants Nigerian football to be at its best, even if she didn't play for Nigeria. You know, it's kind of how I look at it. If let's say Bukayo Saka, for example, he plays for England. It does not mean that he doesn't still look at Nigeria and say, "This is home, and I want home to be great." You know, he might be playing for another country because it just makes more sense for him as a professional in his career.
Mm-hmm.
It does not mean that, oh, I don't want my own country or the other nation to be good. You know, so that's kind of like the way I look at it. Like, let's say Alex Iwobi, for example, plays for Nigeria, but when it's time for him to vote, won't he go and vote in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
So should they now say, oh, because you're representing Nigeria, you don't have a right to say what goes on in our country in terms of politics and in terms of daily life? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of like the way I look at it. Somebody representing a different nation, yes, I understand you don't love the person because they didn't choose to represent you, but I think that the person can still have an opinion on your own activities as far as the person is from there. If it's Jamie Carragher that has no tie to Africa, I can understand if you tell him to F off, that we don't want to hear from him, because what's your tie to us? You have nothing of importance to us. But someone like an Eni Aluko, she is Nigerian at the end of the day. So I feel like she can say, look, this is what I feel, this is what I think. And as far as the person is not speaking from a place of ignorance, if the person has done the work, has taken the time to go and learn, to go and understand and be, aware of what is going on and what is not going on, then I think that that person's opinion can be valuable, because at the end of the day, I understand Ania Loko is a very divisive person in football. I understand that, but she has a lot of knowledge of football at the
Yeah.
highest level, and she might be able to provide a lot of useful insight and useful information for our football in Nigeria and Africa. I think so.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree.
Mm.
Okay, because she didn't
Sorry for taking your time. Yeah.
she didn't play for Nigeria, but she brings her money to NFF, they will collect it. If she brings her money to Nigeria, they will collect it. So did first didn't play for Nigeria? Did he come serve Nigeria?
Mm.
Now see this
Is he
social
not collecting
media.
contracts?
Uh,
He's collecting.
well,
He was the part of the task force under Jonathan for so I
I
think
mean,
World Cup.
I mean, even before then, Professionalism said in the NFF, see, this social media, some people are just coming to talk, and most of them, they really know football. Maybe they desire watching football when your team started. But our team has evolved. You know, all they know is just, they don't, oh, you check on me. As many people on social media, they don't know him. They don't know that he played for Nigeria, that even captain Nigeria, they don't know anything about him. So just leave some people. Because he play for Nigeria, so he cannot serve Nigeria. Michael Menalo, did he play for Saudi or is he from Saudi? He's not
Mm.
serving Saudi Arabia. People. See, let me just say this, IoT. Like, I love what Ife and our colleagues are doing. Just like somebody sent a message to me today, I said, I love this group. I just pray and hope that as a man will not infiltrate this group, because that has been the problem of Nigeria. You have a laudable group, but people, they will just
Sorry,
infiltrate it.
let me just answer that. If not because that she's very intelligent, so many people don't infiltrate the group that you don't promote them.
Imagine, see now, you see what I'm saying? See, and people saying they don't want to see. Everybody is dying to play Nigeria. Falcon, oh, everybody is dying to play Falcon, and everybody is dying to play Super Eagles. So I think the reason why these people are scared is just because they want to use agenda players to execute different lists. And now they know that at this stage, Nigerians are boiling. Nigerians are boiling. Now, ordinary Unity Cup, dollar Unity Cup, why are they delaying the list? France, France, and many big nations, they have released their list for the World Cup that is coming up next month. But the match you are playing this next week, Nigeria still delaying the list. Why? Because they want to put, I'm sorry to say, Smilai, IoT. If you see Bameyi's name on the list, do not be surprised. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. We just tell you that it's this thing. Hence, they are complaining about Eric's that thing that is submitted. I forgot what that is once. The requirement, the things is needed that is submitted. That they are complaining. Do not be players for me. IoT, that guy that plays for you, Esteval, he's not going to the World Cup. You can see all Brazil. And Shaletu is doing his own thing that let me take the fall by myself. Let me take the fall by myself. No, not that somebody can come. I use my slot for Musa. I use my slot. Say it on national TV. The NFL president do have slots. Is that not a shame? See, now we are this thing don't start from Guzo. Yesterday since, but because we are not talking, we will talk little, we keep quiet. We talk little, keep quiet. This will take us for a fool. I am still saying it. Look at how heads roll in Italian football for not qualifying for the World Cup. What idiots are saying? Boyle to not qualify for World Cup now. Boyle have won how many World Cups? About 4. What have you won? You have not gone past the second round, and you are comparing with Italy. Ain't we stupid? Ain't we stupid? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Eh? Now it's a shame. It's a shipping shame. I you know I don't like but sure I can't do it without watching it. The AFCON under 17. The Nigeria is not there. And I see some countries, Uganda, Tanzania, and the most successful nation when it comes to under 17 football in the whole world, Nigeria is not participating. Most of these guys that play for Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, most of them were born abroad. Tanzania got a player that was born abroad. But your own NFL chairman said that, that no very close to that football, that foreign born players are not welcome. Can you just see how tough our people are? And to say this, I've been saying it. I said to you, Mila, you are trying to defend them. That I said, if you are holding a public position, not that you were appointed by the government, you should not be partisan. You should not be partisan. Gusto is being elected as NFF chairman president. He did not contest under the umbrella of any party. So he should not be partisan. Personally, you can have your preferred candidate when it comes to general elections. But you should not bring it to football, to NFF, because you did not contest under any party. So bringing the need hope and your mandate shall stand, to me, it is absurd to hear. It is wrong, 100% wrong. You can go and vote for whoever you want to vote for when considering election, but do not bring it to NFF. Now, I'm sorry to say this. Now, the way it is now is like NFF is APC, which is not supposed to
I
be.
don't think you cannot say that one categorically, because if they love their principle, doesn't mean that they actually were partisan with that. But I don't know. I tend to agree with you slightly, but we cannot just say that they are this. They might just love somebody,
No,
Do
no,
you
no, no,
think?
no, Smila, no. Look at it from this angle. You should not bring it to the floor. Like I said, they have the right, they're entitled to support whoever they want to. They're supposed to support whoever they want to, but should not bring it to our football, because some of these players, they don't have affinity. Some of them don't have affinity for politics. Some of them don't have affinity for different parties. But now I'm saying that you should not bring it. If Gusso was appointed by the president, I wouldn't have any problem with that. Maybe I don't have any problem with Shehu Diko. I don't have any problem with that. But this is Nigeria football that he was voted for by football lovers, in quotes. So everything should be strictly football. So it should not be, no, you should not put it to our face. Not put it to our faces rather. Hence, I was dismayed when the president hosted the girls after winning the 10th the decimal WAFCON, and somebody was singing on a Malaysian stand. No, see, today we are saying it, people are pampering it. Tomorrow, when it gets to another person's turn, that one will not be shouting. I always say this before something becomes, see, before abnormality becomes normal, we need to tackle it. We need to tackle it. Tackle it from the root before it starts germinating. But that it germinates, it will be difficult. It will be so difficult to be no, no, to be stopped. Hence, I said no, that shouldn't be. That should be. I don't have any problem with the president. I don't have anybody to do anything, but there are some things we are not supposed to be doing. IoT is here. IoT, you don't represent anybody. You can come here and say APC all the way. I don't have problem with you. You are not a public office holder. You are not. Nigerians don't vote for you to do this show.
Mm.
So I don't have any problem with you doing that. But like I said, I don't have problem with Olopade and Kuso. I mean and Diko. But I have problem with this guy, Kuso, saying the new hope, campaigning for the president under the platform of the NFF president.
Mm.
That's one thing I have problem with.
All right.
I have problem with. And one thing about your Madugu, I think the problem why Nigerian coaches cannot turn is just because they are not sure of themselves. Madugu just won AFCON, I mean WAFCON. Say your mind out. If they fire you, there are countries that will employ you. There are countries that will employ you because you've been successful. You coach
Mm.
the most prized female national team in Africa. They have seen that and you want the WAFCON. You want to WAFCON. So people, there are countries that will talk, let them fire you. In Ghana, Zimbabwe, all those ones, they will employ him. But why? But what? Know what? He's not sure of himself. He's not sure of himself. You know that if he loses this job, that will be the end. He's not sure of himself.
All right.
So so that's just it. But ultimately, Ife and our team, they are doing a good job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Didotun. Very passionate as always. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. And we'll take one more caller this evening and then we'll call it a night. Mr. Tayo. Mr. Tayo, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much for the opportunity, IoT and Smilai.
Yes.
I would not join others to lament.
Mm.
Because Nigerians, we lament so much about the problem and we don't prefer solutions. We have to also look at, okay, what are the solutions? What is the process of making a change within that system that we are complaining? Excuse me.
Sorry.
That we are complaining about. Now, let's look at the NFF or the Sports Commission, as it were. The leaders of the Sports Commission are purely appointees of the government.
Yes.
And they are the beck and call of the presidency. So I don't expect much from them. They have to be politicians in their own right.
No, but sorry, let me just say the Sports Commission and the NFF are two different entities.
No, I know. I'm talking about the Sport Commission now. I'm not yet on
The
NFF.
Sports Commission are appointees, yes.
Yes, they are appointees of the government. So I don't expect much from them in terms of sycophancy. But the other aspect is that it's not all sycophancies that is bad, though. Because at the end of the day, sports is business and it is financially tasking. So where do you get the funds from? This is Africa. We talk about funding from corporate organizations, funding from communities, owning clubs and all that. My brother, you need to break poverty before you get to that stage. You need to break poverty in your society before you can get to that stage we're talking about. So we still need, those people need to romance the government in a way. Yeah,
Sorry,
you wanted to say
you
something?
sorry, you said something about a stage. Say you need to break for poverty to get to which stage?
Yes, you need to break poverty for you to be able to attract the community. For example, you say a particular community owning a club and funding a club. It's someone that has eaten, that his health is taken care of, some things are sorted, that you will now want to start saying, I put my money into a club. I'm so passionate. Do you get what I mean? It's because you have to be realistic from that point of view. So the Sports Commission, I don't expect them not to be sycophants, but I expect them to advise appropriately and see how to get funds that would be used for the processing of or prosecution of things and agenda within the sports, commission and the environment, as it were. But the one I have an issue with is the way the NFF is constituted, especially when it comes to is it the president or the chairman you call it, and the other schools. Number one, there's no democracy in that, because the number of people that vote them in, they are so little, and they can be easily compromised. You just need a few number of people to be on the same page with you, if whether you are doing bad or not, for you to remain there. That's why the current NFF president is saying he wants to go back, isn't it? But we all know that he has very abysmal in his performance. I'm not sure he has anything to really point to. I don't even know if he's going to campaign. What's he going to campaign on? That is a reason.
The one WAFCON.
WAFCON. That WAFCON was share.
No, I know, but that's what he will tell you. I'm just saying.
WAFCON. Okay, no, but you know that. Let me tell you something. You know, WAFCON now winning is no longer an achievement. You know why? Something you won for 10 times. Not losing it is what will be bad. Winning it does not give you a point.
Which NFL president did not win to WAFCON?
No. We are even saying that. Let's say. No, see. Without trying to concede, what I'm trying to say is that even if he claims that he is part of the reasons why the girls won the WAFCON, okay, it is not an addition. It doesn't give you any point. Not winning it is what would have made him lose more points. If you get what I mean. It's just like saying an exam. They give you a question and you write the question out. It doesn't give you a point. You've not made a point. But if you don't write the question at all, it's even worse. That's exactly what we're talking about here. The WAFCON, as for now, is still for Nigeria to win. So winning it is not, I don't give many points for that. But we know that the WAFCON is even won because of the sheer commitment of those girls. And the truth is that because we are still ahead of them, the other African countries, in terms of the female football, though the gap is closing, to be frank, but somehow we are still ahead of them because a very good number of our girls are playing abroad. So that technical ability makes us to have an edge over them. Now, the area I want to really talk about is how. Okay, now I want to ask a question before I talk about it. If you can, who are the people that you think can replace the current man there that will be better in Nigeria currently, that are in the sports arena around? Who are those people? Because it appears, just like it happens in politics in Nigeria, the good people absorb themselves. They think it's a place that they should not. It's for the pigs. You cannot enter into the mud with them. You cannot stain yourself. But the truth is that leadership or power is not given to anybody a la carte. You have to find a way and play the game. You cannot be outside and be complaining. You may try the first time, it may not work. You have to come back again. You have to knock again. You have to continue to knock if you are really passionate. The question is, who are the people that we can vouch for, that we can make a difference, that are in that arena? Maybe I've knocked before, I've not gotten their way through. That is the part of the problem. You have to be part of the system, not like you are eating with them, or I don't mean that way, but for you have to meet the criteria for contesting, and you have to penetrate step by step for you to be able to go into the system. We cannot be saying, okay, we remove the man that is there now, we want him out. Where are the options? Do we have options?
Can I just say something? See,
Yes, please.
All this trying to climb from the bottom to the top one, it's like you are climbing the ladder of corruption. You know, for me, and if you have watched my program very well, what I'm trying to say basically is that if we want to change football, we have to be intentional. Let me tell you something. Samuel Eto'o did not climb all those ladder. If you are backed by the presidency, we win the NFF presidency election. See, all those things are just pre. If the president is intentional and he wants his man there. For example, now we have people abroad that can actually run this football well. See, what we ask from the NFF, Tayo, is do the basic.
I'm not supporting the NFF. I hope you know that.
No, I know. It's because if you put this man, who do you want to put? See, if we don't have any NFF presidents, it's better. This man is zero. This man knows nothing.
Nothing.
Have you ever watched Guso talk? Hey, this man knows nothing. And the issue is this: he kept on, throwing Tranton on the camera, saying nonsense. When he went to Super Sports to go and see that it's God that chose Vinny George, he should go there now and go and say it again. A president talking about that, say he went to the social media to ask people about their opinion about Vinny George. He said he's good. They appointed Vinny George. Imagine, that's somebody leading Super Eagles. That's somebody in charge of the NFF. Look at the brain of Guso. So, if we don't have anybody there, it's even good. I understand I might have his own strength. He said he's accounting. I know somebody that can do his cheaper. How they will not pay salary to people. That is his strength. You're looking for somebody that how they will not pay salary. How they will go and bring somebody that is not competent. That is his strength. We know that. But he should leave football alone. Amadou Pinnick is not a football person. Amadou Pinnick is entertainment. It's event center. That is what he's doing. He's not a football person. He just had opportunity in football. That's the reason why he's doing football.
He sells jollof sauce.
All these event center, calling musicians. Also, when you're fighting with Bonobo and Davido, also fighting with
but I'm saying like now he has a farm now. He does instant jollof.
Jollof rice. Which jollof rice is he doing? He should continue doing jollof rice. Amadou Pinnick, ask him just a simple rule of football. He doesn't know. Because the opportunity of this thing is just there. That's why it's somebody that can Amadou Pinnick. See, Amadou Pinnick and this guy combination is the worst in the history of Nigeria. See, Ogunjobi, he will be rolling in his grave now. Say, look at the people in charge. So, my brother, if we don't have anybody, it's better than for us to have Guso.
There can't be a vacuum. There must be someone.
I'm just saying that, in fact, which is Guso is minus. Let me just put it that way. Guso is minus. If they go and bring Olofijano to come, it's better.
Do we have people contending with him currently?
How would they contend with him? He's contending against himself. See, you know how Nigerian politics works. Nigerian politics is about how to cripple people and contest against yourself. That is what is. No, see, the system is so bad. In a way, the CAF head of security came to contest NFF election. I think he voted for himself. That was the only. See, this guy is so intelligent. I'm not saying that he's perfect, but he will do the basic. This guy was in charge of everything CAF security does for years. He's been doing that. Tell me what Guso did to become NFF president. He managed Zamfara United. Where are they now? So it's just that Guso is like zero. Anybody that can be, even maybe you or your team, I'll just be better. I can just not say, you know what? I know the right from wrong. I just can do something. That is all. You mentioned about sponsorship in this NFF. Somebody ask them to pay half of the MPFL money to a private account. How will private sector? How would they trust you? How
That's
would they
that's
trust you?
that's corruption.
Uh-huh. So company they don't have sponsor. It's only Emzo Paracetamol that is sponsoring them. I mean, who are they? So
The
I'm just
the
saying
rubbish and
it's
the
bad.
paracetamol. At least they are trying.
No,
Even
I'm
if it's
just
10 kobo,
saying.
they are
I'm
putting
just
there.
at least they are doing. But I'm just saying that it's bad. You cannot see they're talking about they want to have Nigerian football ports that people abroad can pay, money there. When there's no transparency, how would I go and be paying my money there?
For what
So
now?
everything they need to come out clean and let's see. So before that is it. That's my opinion. So it's just that my brother is sorry to
I,
cut you
I'm,
short down
I'm
zero.
really no, I'm really impressed with the awareness and the media, publicity you guys are shining on the corruption and the ineptitude in the NFF. So I'm really happy about that. I'm just trying to say, okay, if we can look one step ahead, how can good leadership come in place so that we can all start seeing what we dream of, what we want. Okay, so that's my interest per se, and we have to spot because it's all about spotting those people that we think can do better than the current people and actually using this same medium to propagate their names and giving them confidence also. Because when you see, okay, for example, you see that the system is very bad, system is not accepting you, you have some modicum of interest, but if you don't see some people backing you, some people giving you that confidence, say go, we think you can do better. You have to start spotting people, calling names, and encouraging them, and letting people know that these people can do it. And let me tell you something. Sometimes you will be surprised that some people in that same government would approach them and say, okay, if people are really shouting this to you, they will approach them and say, bros, are you interested? And before you know it, may just change hands. May just. But if we don't see any opportunity or we don't see any person really that we are pushing, we have to push people. We have to push out names there. If we don't push the names out, we may not know. I don't know anyone, but some people may be lucky or privileged to know one or two persons that you believe in strongly. Like the man that said is it Korodu FC or so. He's doing very well. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that we need people, examples that we can say, oh, this person should be able to do better than the current persons, with examples to follow. This person can do better. Give these people opportunity also. And who knows, we
Yeah,
may
yeah,
achieve it that via that
yeah.
way.
All right.
And I think
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I must late. Thank you
Yes,
for everything.
we have
See,
to.
I think the NFL president will actually what we need in the country is somebody that has the blend of homegrown and diaspora. The way
Lovely.
things is
I
going,
agree.
you cannot not be exposed. And you say some of them I find it very hard to communicate with these players. You cannot not be exposed and say that you want to run the NFF. The way is not like 99, I mean 90, 80 something before. The majority of players we have are just homegrown players. Now, half of these Falcons, they are born abroad. So you
True.
have to understand the psyche of those players too. It's not as if
True.
anytime they talk to you, you feel like you are threatening. You are threatening. Hey, he's talking too much.
Mm.
We are not. That culture. We're not allowed to talk to elders like this. But these kids abroad, we will talk. They will open their
You can't
mouth.
gag them.
So,
Yeah, you can't gag them.
so you should
Have
not
to
be.
speak.
You should not think that they are rude. That's the reason why. So you feel offended. So we need a blend between them. That's why if there's no blend, Falcons and Super Eagles, they need a management team.
Yes, you've
Like
said
a
that
way
before. I've
blend
heard
of
you say
both
that before.
diaspora and homegrown to bring them together. So sorry, I don't want to waste much time.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Tayo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank you.
very,
Yeah, thank
very
you.
much. All
Bye.
right, guys. Oh man, we've gone long into the time, but I
We've
mean, it
gone
was a
long.
very
This is right.
insightful conversation. You know, I appreciate
Yeah.
every single person that's contributed in one way or the other. Thank you to everyone that has been tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed the conversation. If you are listening on demand, I hope that you are enjoying it while you are watching or
Draws is
listening
tomorrow.
to us
Draws.
as
AFCON
well.
draws.
Yes, AFCON draws tomorrow. William Chittagong is one of the draw assistants, so we'll know who will be paired up again as we head to Pamoja 2027 to try to win our fourth African crown that we've been craving for so long. We've been craving for so long. Let's see if that one can happen for us. Once again, I want to remind you guys, man, if you haven't watched my conversation with Peter Agba, the Maccabi Haifa midfielder, please do so after this or in your free time. Just check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. Search for Peter Agba. You can just look at our videos. It's one of the more recent videos. It's also available on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Remember to like, remember to share, and of course, if you are new here, remember to subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of people that watch our videos. I was looking at our stats like yesterday. About 54% of people that watch our videos are not subscribed to the channel. So they just keep coming back, they keep watching, but are not subscribed yet. Please subscribe. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. We currently have over 62.1 thousand subscribers, which is great. I appreciate every single one of you, 60,000 people. But we need to hit that magic 100,000 number. So please help us share the content, help us subscribe, help us reach more people. Keep supporting, and we'll keep dropping the content. I've been working with my team on creating so much more content to keep, the videos coming back to back to back. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort, sometimes it takes time to get people on board, but we're doing as much as we can. So I hope you guys appreciate the effort, and we definitely appreciate you for watching as well. This has been another episode of the Niger FC podcast on Eagle Striker, the home of Nigerian football. Similar, final word before we go.
No, good show, fantastic. And I enjoyed the conversation. But when you talk about Nigerian football, we can go deep into the night. Talk 5 hours, 6 hours. Especially talking about Falcons and Super Eagles. I love that. Another program, another wonderful show. IoT, well done, very good.
Thank you very much. Stay blessed, guys. My name is IoT. My co-host is
Smith Lai. Thank you.
We'll see
God
you
bless
guys
you.
in the next